on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically. Yellow, jacket, 2-3.
Y'all are all ears when you hear what I grows, but I'm passing my fears that you doing the most, or when you wondering why niggas started it. I think that it's time. No shit off the details.
And need a meal fast? Turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today, we're gonna have a good time. You've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account.
Oh my gosh. Specific answer. They're learning quick. Can we Google it?
Whatever. Okay. He's a quick study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Superior, known for top academics and a close-knit, supportive community in a region renowned for its natural beauty. Our campus sits just minutes from the western tip of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's a superior place to be. Come on, let me show you around. We'll start our tour here in the Yellow Jacket Union, the hub of campus. Here, students can study, play a game of pool, chill by the fireplace, or grab a bite to eat at one of our various dining options. Whatever you're hungry for, you'll find it here. The flags here represent our international students who make up 10% of our student body.
Jacket Hockey is on the air from Westman Arena on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where tonight the longest off-season in the history of sports comes to an end as the Yellow Jackets finally make their 24-25 debut, playing host to the Gusties from Gustavus Adolphus College. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. I am John Garver, and boy, throughout the pregame interviews and everything, everybody made the same reference that it's a ridiculously long off season, and the Division III hockey season is always a short one. You get 25 games in the regular season, and if you go all the way, you have 8 playoff games, and that's the max you can play over the course of the year. That basically is about half a season's worth from the junior hockey ranks that most of these players come from, and it's a big change for them to go from a 70-game regular season plus a postseason, plus maybe a national tournament advancement, preseason games and everything. You can play upwards of 100 games at the junior level, and now here we are in the Division III ranks, 25-game regular season, and we haven't seen the Yellow Jackets for 9 months. But all of that changes tonight as the Yellow Jackets are on home ice to kick off the campaign against the Gusties. And I'm excited. I know the people in the building are excited. I know the players themselves are excited. It's been a lot of fun talking to some of these guys. And after basically 2 months of practices and a bunch of scrimmages against everybody in their own room, they're ready to take on somebody else and play somebody for real, and that's exactly what's going to happen here tonight. Yellow Jackets making their season debut. Gusties making their season debut as well, so not a whole lot of film or anything we can talk about, just knowing that there is it's opening night, so everybody is on a clean slate here, and the Yellow Jackets hoping they can find a way to start the season off on a good note with a victory. It's been difficult starts for the Yellow Jackets over the years. They had a good start a couple years ago, but last year was a tough one. The year before was a tough one as well. They need to get off to a good start, and it has to happen here tonight against the Gusties. A lot coming up here in this Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll chat it up with Yellow Jacket senior captain Gavin Rasmuson. We'll have our customary conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. We'll take a look at what else is going on around the WIAC and what else is going on around UW Superior, because, whoo, boy, if you weren't paying attention, there is a lot. We're going to have all that and more as the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce continues right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. Back at Westman Arena, about 28 minutes away from the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and the Gusties. It is the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. Full slate of games tonight in the WIAC is a few teams. I should say a full slate because one team not playing. That team is Northland. Everybody else is in action, so the UW schools are all playing today. Bethel is going to be at KB Willett Arena in Stevens Point to take on the Pointers. And St. Mary's is on the road to play UW Stout. St. Olaf down the road to play UW Eau Claire. All that in addition to this one here today. Yellow Jackets will see St. Olaf here tomorrow. A tough Ole opponent that has played a real meat grinder of a schedule here through the first couple of weeks. And they had played St. Norbert last week, and now I'm trying to blank for the life of me who the other team was that they played. But they've got a real difficult schedule ahead of them here to start the year. If they come out of that one, they're going to be looking pretty good across the MIAC. We mentioned a lot going on here at UW Superior. It kick-started earlier today. The Yellow Jacket women's hockey team upsetting number 15 ranked Hamlin 3-1, the final score in that one. Never mind the discrepancy in shots on goal from that game, because the shots on goal, one of my old coaches always used to say, the only people who care about shots on goal are the team that loses. And I think there's some definite truth to that. Jackets got outshot handily. They had a difficult first period where it seemed like there was a ton of offensive zone time for Hamlin. They weathered that storm. Got one early in the second period, got one late in the second period, spent the entire third period killing penalties, got through that PK, and were able to finally pop one late for that insurance goal, the 3-1 victory. Kaylin Garner scoring twice. Emma Booth scoring once for Kaylin Garner. She's got 4 goals in the year now to lead the team. Emma Booth has 2. And Anna Molson making 49 saves in the game to help the Yellow Jackets get the win. Final again, 3-1. Dover at Mertz Mortarelli Gym this evening. It is day 1 of the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic, and the Yellow Jackets are game 2 of that basketball tournament. Game 1 is happening as we speak. I'm guessing probably early in the second half, if not right in halftime, and that is St. Olaf and UW Stout. That was a 5:30 tip, and then the Yellow Jacket men will make their season debut at 7:30 as they take on Marion. Then tomorrow is when things really get going for real. 6 home games on campus for UW Superior. Starting at noon, the Yellow Jacket men's soccer team is looking to win another UMAC playoff championship and qualify for the NCAA tournament. They take on Bethany Lutheran at noon. That one will be live on Yellow Jacket TV and KUWS. Pre-game show with the Big Sound Matt Johnson coming your way at 11:45. Then at 1 o'clock, you have day 2 getting started of the of the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic. That will be UW Stout and Marion at 1 o'clock. Craig Morrissey of the iFan Sports Network is going to jump in and do some play-by-play in that one. Then at 2 o'clock, we're going to be here at Westman Arena. The Yellow Jacket women's hockey team taking on Augsburg. That is a 2 o'clock face-off. 1:45 pregame show on Yellow Jacket TV. Yours truly will be on the call on that one. 2:30, Yellow Jacket women's soccer is at home taking on Bethany Lutheran. They're trying to win a UMAC championship and advance to the NCAA tournament for the 4th year in a row. That is a 2:30 opening kickoff. Pregame show coming your way somewhere in that half hour between the end of the men's match, beginning of the women's match. Matt Johnson will have that one on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. Then at 3 o'clock, Yellow Jacket men's basketball home against St. Olaf, the final game of the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic. That one will be live on Yellow Jacket TV with Craig Morrissey. 7:05 right here, Westman Arena. Yellow Jacket men's hockey taking on St. Olaf. 6:30 pregame show. I will have the call of that one as well, both on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. So hopefully we have enough for everybody to get into everything they want to get into for sports broadcast tomorrow, because, boy, it's going to be a busy one here on this UWS campus. About 24 minutes away from the start of this one here at Westman Arena. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we will have our conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey Pregame Show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Friday night. The Yellow Jackets are at home to open the 24-25 season as they take on Gustavus Adolphus College in the season opener. I am John Garver, and we're joined in the Yellow Jacket Hockey Pregame Show by head coach Rich McKenna. And before we get into the formalities of the season and everything, how was the offseason for you?
Well, we got through the longest offseason of all time, Division III hockey. So that was good. It was just like everyone up here in the Northland. It was a wet June. Started to turn around in July and August. It was good. Fall was beautiful up here, and excited to be here.
Kind of still is fall. I mean, today, unseasonably warm day, and you're in second week in November now, so kind of still is fall in a way.
No, I would agree with that. So it's been, it was a good Halloween too. We didn't, first time not trick-or-treating in snow, so that was good. Just excited to get the season going, and it was a good summer, a little break, recruit some new guys, and looking forward to kicking off the year.
Let's talk a little bit about some of those new guys, because another big recruiting class for you. I think 9 or 10 players coming in, so let's talk a little bit about that. Who are some of these new faces?
We got Blake Setter from out in Alberta in the Alberta League. We got Cade Shea, a local guy from Duluth. He was in the NA in Anchorage. You're going to throw me on the spot here now. Logan Nickerson's from the NA. He's an East Coast guy, Connecticut guy. Iki Kagawa played in Janesville. He's from Japan. We got Gavin Watt. He's a transfer, but played out in the Maritimes League. Who else we have? Sam Brennan is a defenseman, Wisconsin boy. We got a call from Killer Miller from the U about him, so we're excited about him. Trying to think who else we have here. Alexei Yarmolik. Forgot Alexei. He decided to come 2 days before school started, so kind of running around trying to get that done. But no, it's a good class. I'm excited. I don't even know if I've named everybody, but for timing purposes, let's keep it moving, Gars?
Well done. I appreciate you always watching the clock for me. Thanks a lot on that. But what does that do to a room, honestly, where you only have a few guys that are leaving, and then you bring in that many new guys? One, probably puts some guys on notice, and two, probably makes for some pretty interesting practices and some battles, doesn't it?
Message sent and message received, and that's exactly what we wanted. I'm sorry, Lucier. That was the other guy, Quebec guy. But listen, we were a good team last year, but we're not in the business of moral victories, and some things had to change. Some roles have changed. Some guys took the message going into summer and had big summers, and they've looked good through preseason. Other guys, it's at the end of the day, as much as it's college athletics and student athlete and all that other stuff, you're here to play hockey, and I'm here to win. So that's part of the business, right? So message sent, message received. We have some really good depth this year. We have guys out of the lineup this year that would be in the lineup last year for sure. Possibly even on our whopping 13% power play, they would have been on that. So it was, it was just something we had to do, and we went out and did it.
Okay, you zigged when I thought you were going to zag, so you brought up last season. I was going to try not to, but we're going to talk about that. Just on a couple of things here, you brought up the whopping 13% power play. The power play struggled. The penalty kill struggled. Part of that is just the anomaly of you're an analytics guy, you're a deeper numbers guy. There's some anomalies there because your analytics were pretty good, yet at the end of the day, the analytics didn't mean a thing because your team couldn't score goals to save its life.
Yeah, we would outshoot teams, we'd outscoring chance teams, we would outpossess teams. You get all the matrix from the video editing system and the courses and all that other stuff, and we're over 53%, 55%, some guys 70%, lose 2-1. Bring in 9 guys. That's really what it came down to.
But at the same time, like I'm of the thinking like it was a perfect storm. There's no way some of that can happen when you look at guys you have coming back going from freshman to sophomore year. Justin Dauphine's not just going to score 6 goals. Daniel Roosevelt's not just going to score 5 goals. There's a lot of things that went on there that don't make any sense. That kind of stuff can't happen 2 years in a row.
You would hope, but you could do 2 things. You could leave it up to chance and hope guys learn the lesson and just have a good year, or you can challenge guys and which doesn't mean either way isn't wrong. Either way also isn't right. So you gotta, we tried to, I felt our systems were good last year. We were a good defensive team last year. We only gave up 2.3 goals a game. That's more than enough to win a hockey game, right? So we kind of changed a little bit of personnel, had a little bit more of a spirited and competitive camp. We had to make some decisions on some guys, which, it's never fun, the thing that I'm grateful about is we had to strictly make hockey decisions. We didn't have to make character decisions. We didn't have to, so culture and all that other stuff was good. We'll see. You got guys knocking on the door. You got guys in the lineup, and you got guys out of the lineup knocking on the door. So that should push things a little bit. There's, I think one of the biggest things that we lacked last year was urgency and consistency. Strength in numbers. You better be urgent and you better be consistent, or else you might have to wait. So it's not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but nevertheless, we gotta get it done, right? So that's just kind of that's the approach we took.
First game of the year is always kind of tough, and it's the first game for your opponent tonight, Gustavus. So obviously you don't have any tape on this year's team, and kind of difficult too because they got a new head coach for the first time in a quarter century. So what do you expect you're going to get out of them?
Well, listen, Coach Walsh comes from a very proud and legendary college hockey family, right? Sean Walsh is one of the best that have ever done it. And I told him before the game, your father would be really proud of you. I actually went to hockey camp with Coach Walsh, and I've come to find out with his son. So, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be fast. I'm sure some things have changed. Petey was a great coach. You don't last in this business or stay out of school for a quarter century if you don't know what you're doing, right? So we had a tight game last year. They had some good players in the recruiting class come in. They'll be hungry to get Coach Walsh's first win, and it's our job to make sure they get it tomorrow.
One thing you do have coming back is the 3-headed goalie monster. So I know I'm not going to ask you tonight how you're going to navigate that, but who's going?
Jack's going to kick tonight. That's been another I'm really proud of our goalies. That really wasn't an issue last year, but we had competition in all three positions, and though those guys knew they were safe, they competed. So going with Jack tonight, and we'll see. See where we go tomorrow. But I'm really proud of those 3, and it'll be a good. It'll be a good battle between the 3 of them for the whole year, I'm sure.
Off-season's over. Good luck, Coach.
Here we go, Garz.
That's Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. 9th season already behind the Yellow Jacket bench for the New York native. 91 wins, 100 losses, and 16 ties. His all-time record here as head coach of the Yellow Jackets. 9 wins away from the milestone. Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. His staff this year, Brian Meisner, Paul Bittner, the assistant coaches, as well as John Feely. And the athletic trainer for the Yellow Jackets will be Ben Casper. On the other bench, Tyler Walsh, the head coach, not the same Tyler Walsh that played here in the 90s when I did. Tyler Walsh in his first season as the head coach of Gustavus. You heard Coach McKenna mention it in that pregame interview. He's the son of Sean Walsh, the longtime head coach at the University of Maine. So some pretty good bloodlines for the head coach of Gustavus Adolphus in his first season. Time now to take a look at the starting lineups in this one. Starting lineups, as always, are sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. For the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Jack Boschert getting the start in goal. He is the sophomore out of Florissant, Missouri, and he was an all-conference player a year ago in the WIAC, playing 14 games, a 5-6-1 record, and that's an all-conference goalie. Not the record that did it. It was the 1.87 goals against average and the .935 save percentage that he posted. So it goes back to what we were saying all through the pregame show. The defense and the goaltending weren't the problem here. It was the fact that this team didn't know how to score a goal. They couldn't score a goal to save their lives. It was a 27-game season, 14 times, 1 goal or less. You're not going to win a lot of games that way. And the goaltenders, they took the brunt of that. But Jack Boschert gets the start in goal for the Yellow Jackets today. The starting 5 in front of him on defense, it's going to be Dusty Bergstrom and Evan Axel, the forward line. Carson Riddle on the left wing, Gavin Rasmuson in the middle, and Austin Paul on the right side. Other forward lines for the Yellow Jackets, Dustin Dauphiné will center, Blake Setter on the left wing, Alexei Yermolnik on the right side. That one's going to trip me up for at least the first game, I guarantee it. Chris Ismail will center Tristan Terrien on the left wing and Logan Nickerson on the right side. And Cade Shea, the Duluth native, will center Reed Stark on the left wing and Iki Kagawa on the right side. The other defense pairs for the Yellow Jackets tonight, Tyler Ryder and Matt Danziger, and Blake Holmes and Liam Whitehouse. Extra skater tonight, Daniel Roosevelt. Backup goaltenders, Kobe Grant and Jan Skorpik. Starting in goal tonight for Gustavus is Colin Androlowicz. Speaking of names that are going to make me trip up a little bit, Colin Androlowicz is the starting goaltender. He is a 6-foot, 170-pound freshman from Fenton, New Hampshire. Obviously no stats for him either because they haven't played a game yet this year, but he'll be the starting goaltender today. And that is your starting lineups tonight, as sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. We mentioned Gavin Rasmuson a couple seconds ago as he is centering a line with Austin Paul and Carson Riddle. And with that, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, we will have a conversation with the new Yellow Jacket captain. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. We're back at Westman Arena, moments away from the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and Gustavus. And we mentioned earlier Gavin Rasmuson, the new captain of the Yellow Jackets. He's a senior out of Cloquet, Minnesota. Played his junior hockey for the hometown Minnesota Wilderness. And now is in his 4th season with the Yellow Jackets, and I had a chance to catch up with him earlier today. You know, we were walking over here, and we kind of made the comment that it feels like it's been a long time. And there's no off-season longer than the off-season in Division III hockey is there, because you go like crazy for like 2.5, 3 months, and then it's over, and then 9 months off. There's nothing as long as this, is there?
No, nothing that relates to it. Just long training camp, long days. When you finally get to play that first game, it's a really, really good feeling. So just happy it's here.
How do you stay motivated, I guess, because when I played, you didn't start practice until the middle of October, and now some of the rules have been adjusted, so you can get on the ice a little earlier with your team. But still, I mean, practicing in September and going through leadership training and things like that, it all gets really long between that and this first game. So how do you manage to keep not just yourself but a whole team motivated?
Well, it's built in all the relationships. You know, like everybody, we're here for a reason. We want to play hockey. So, you know, it's extra hockey, but you know how the world is today with the hot game of hockey. Like, guys play all year round. So for us, that's, you know, it's kind of the norm compared to, you know, probably back when you played. We get that ice time. So, I mean, for us, it's just kind of a normal thing to be able to, I mean, like, obviously we don't get to play as many games, but just being able to get on the ice each and every day is a blessing for each of us.
Talk to me a little bit about what the camp has been like, because again, big recruiting class, so I think 9 or 10 new guys coming into the room. How do you blend them in with the guys that are here, and how have you guys progressed to these couple of months of training camp?
Yeah, like, obviously it's hard. You know, this is the first year of my time here that we had to make some cuts, so we had to make a transition around that, and it's always hard. You know, you build a relationship with those guys. But as far as like newcomers coming in, it's no different than any year in the past. You know, everybody was really welcoming. You know, they're a great group of guys. Good to see them. So it's just go day by day and build the trust as each day goes on.
Talk to me a little bit about what it means to have that C on your jersey.
Oh, it's an honor. You know, every day you put that jersey on, it's a good day, and for, you know, my teammates to feel that was what I deserved it's a blessing, and I can't be thankful enough.
You know, it says something too, because, you know, Rich really hasn't been a guy who, if I don't have a guy who can wear a C, I'm not going to do it. And in his 9 years now, this is his 9th season, he hasn't had that many guys who wear the C. So that, I think it says something about your teammates, what they think about you, but it says something about what your coach does too.
Yeah, I agree. I've built a good relationship with Rich over the years, and you know, I feel like, you know, we can chat about a lot of stuff, and it's a good bond to have, and it's just a really good relationship to build.
I'm looking at the line chart here for tonight, and it's like, boy, this probably is the deepest team he has had in his 9 years here. And you look at it, do you see the same thing?
Yeah, I agree. We're a young, fast, hardworking team. I think we're deep, and you know, if any line's going, any line can play.
Going to make for some interesting practices though too, because competition should be pretty fierce.
Oh yeah. There's some competitive days on the ice, that's for sure. But
let's take a look at this one now. Gustavus coming in. They're a team that they haven't played a game yet either. So, I mean, it's a first game of the year for them. They've got a new coaching staff from what they've had over the last 2+ decades. So really kind of hard to know what you're going to get, but what do you think you're going to see tonight?
Like what I've got in years past from Gustavus is they're usually a fast, hard-working team, throw a lot of pucks on net. So if we just play our game, we keep up with them, we play fast, we play physical and slow them down, we should be able to like tame them and do our thing.
Senior year already, it's I know it's cliche that it goes by quickly, but it really goes quickly, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it doesn't feel like it's my senior year, that's for sure, but it goes quick.
That's Yellow Jackets senior captain Gavin Rasmuson. Starting lineups are being introduced, and that's going to do it for the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored here by National Bank of Commerce. We are going to take a break, have the national anthem played, and when we come back, it'll be the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and the Gusties. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. We're back at Westman Arena, another fine rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, albeit the canned music version, if you will, but a fine rendition nonetheless. And with that, that means we are seconds away from the start of this one between the Yellow Jackets and Gustavus. Officials for tonight's game have been assigned by the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, the referees Sean Hauser and Andrew Liebert, the linesmen Kyle Schultz and Kevin Kangas. 4 gentlemen that are absolutely not strangers to Westman Arena and Yellow Jacket hockey. Time now to reintroduce everybody to Jason Rowe. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. So much anticipation and excitement for this Yellow Jacket hockey season. I can't wait to get it started.
It just, in my mind, it's like, okay, good. I'm glad. I'm excited too. And let's not ruin it, fellas. Let's do this right. Jack Boschert in the pipes for the Yellow Jackets tonight. As we mentioned, he defends the goal 2 hour left. The Yellow Jackets in the home gold sweaters with the black and white trim will be traveling from left to right. At the other end, Gustavus, Colin Androlowicz will be the goaltender. He will defend the goal 2 hour right. Gustavus in the black road sweaters with the white and gold trim. So plenty of black and gold out there tonight. And hopefully we don't get too mixed up.
Plenty of black and gold and no nameplates on either team's jerseys.
Old-time hockey. All right, linesman Kyle Schultz steps into the center circle to drop the puck. Gavin Rasmuson will do the honors against Nate Stone. And we are underway from Westman Arena. The 24-25 season has commenced. The opening faceoff sponsored by Barker's Island Inn sees Gustavus win the draw. And they play it down into the Yellow Jacket zone. On the left side, Carson Riddle tried to chop that one out. Puck got tied up, and now Dusty Bergstrom leads the rush back the other way. Austin Paul feeds Riddle. He gets poke-checked at the line, stays with it, and he floats one in toward the goal. Androlowicz decides to grab on and hold on. And the first face-off, first stoppage of the game, I should say, will result in a face-off to the left of goaltender Colin Androlowicz. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic, all fired up and everything, and a little floater on net and a stoppage. 27 seconds in. Welcome to hockey. Gusties control the draw. Danziger at the right point, holds the zone, feeds down low, looking for Dauphiné, who was tied up. Yellow Jackets stay with it. Blake Setter comes up the right wing board, chops it back down into the corner. Dauphiné going after it. Setter in there as well. Setter, the latest in the long tradition of Yellow Jacket hockey players from Calgary, Alberta. Gets it to Dauphiné, who coughs it up, and that's going to clear back out into the neutral zone. Dauphiné plays it to the Gustavus line. Gusties will take control there. McCarthy's got it. He'll throw it ahead on the left wing for Grant Ellings, who plays it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Bouncing puck on the right wing boards. Picked up there by Alexei Yarmolnik, and he'll clear it all the way down the ice. And that will result in an icing and a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jackets zone. Alexei Yarmolnik, one of those many freshmen that the Yellow Jackets have. He's the interesting story because he shows up on campus 2 days before school starts and says, I'm here.
Wow.
Welcome aboard. Can you get me into school? Yes, we can.
Can we get you on the first line? Maybe.
Why not? Why not? Hope you don't mind wearing number 28. Gusties control the face-off, centering pass. The one-timer between the circles by Weinman doesn't find its way on goal. Now a scramble in the goal mouth. Puck loose in the blue paint. They're trying to bang that one in. Jackets fail to clear. In the right circle, it's controlled by Jack Anderson. His pass goes off Yarmolnik out into the neutral zone, and Gustavus will back it up with Lucas Jorgensen passing it ahead on the left wing, and Weinman sends it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Tristan Terrien tips that one ahead for Ishmael. Chris Ishmael now carries to center, comes all the way across the right wing boards and says, nope, nothing there. I'm going to try it back the other way. Jackets come back to center. Holmes got it to Terrien. Terrien lost it. Gusties regained control, and that's going to be cleared out and come all the way back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Picking it up behind the net, Liam Whitehouse. Whitehouse taken into the boards, right corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Puck comes free on the left wing boards. Terrien's got it. Tristan Terrien up the left wing across the red line. He sends it in. Giving chase now, Christian Miller for Gustavus. It's played around to the left side in the corner. Taken there by Terrien. Ishmael now wraps it hard around to the right side. Whitehouse, he'll play it back down the boards. That'll ride the rail all the way around again. Comes all the way to the left point. Yellow Jackets Nickerson able to hold it in the zone. Now he's relieved of the puck, but stays with it. It comes down low, played into the slot. And now back the other way come the Gusties to center. Artem Korolev across the Yellow Jacket line. Has it in the right circle. Little lazy backhand coming in on goal, and a quick whistle there by referee Andrew Liebert because that puck was not frozen. And if the Gusties wanted to have a beef about it, it would be legitimate.
It's been a challenging start for Jack Boschert in goal. 2 goalmouth scrambles with loose pucks and a lot of bodies in the crease banging away at it. Jackets have dodged a bullet twice.
17:22 to play, opening period. Just getting it started here on this Friday night from Westman Arena in Superior. John Garver and Jason Roan. Pictures only begun tonight. Cade Shea in to take the face-off for the Jackets. Eventually he wins the draw. Gets up to Reed Stark on the left wing. He tips it ahead to center. Jackson McCarthy for Gustavus chases it down. Clears the zone and sends it to the left wing for Newhouse. Hunter Newhouse moves it ahead for Nate Stone across the line. It comes over to the right side and goes right over the top of the goal. Good opportunity in tight there for the Gusties. Yellow Jackets survive. In the offensive zone, Shea bumps into the defender. Gusties retrieve the puck behind their own goal. Now McCarthy plays that one dangerously up the middle, but they survive and come back the other way 3-on-3. On the right wing, Nate Stone tried to pass it through the defense. Yellow Jackets break that up, and Dusty Bergstrom's got it behind the net now. Coming up the right side, it's going to be flipped out by Evan Axel. The one Yellow Jacket returner who changed numbers. Just had to be that guy. On the right wing, Rasmussen for the Jackets went to dump it in. That got knocked down. Gustavus will regain control here. Jack Anderson in his own zone. Throws that ahead on the left wing. It comes down into Yellow Jacket territory. And will result in an icing call and a face-off coming up here in the Gustavus zone.
Gusties tried for the high tip-in in the neutral zone there with Wilmer Svensson, but he just barely missed the puck. It skipped over his stick and went the distance for the icing.
16:12 to go. Opening period. Shots 2-1 Gustavus. No score. Face-off to the left of Colin Androlowicz. Rasmussen will be dismissed from face-off duty. Daniel Roosevelt will step in. Controlled by the Gusties, the face-off is. They'll rim it all the way around the boards. That's going to come the distance. Icing waved off. Now the puck cleared back out into the neutral zone. Jack Kubitz backs up with it here. Now there's a turnover at center. Jackets Roosevelt on the left wing. He falls down in pursuit of that loose puck. It's going to come back down behind the Gustavus net. Circling the goal, Lucas Jorgensen, and he'll pick up speed to center. Flips that one ahead for Grant Ellings, but the linesman says, nope, that one's offside. Let's try it again. So face-off coming in the neutral zone.
Ellings with a lot of jump in his step so far in this one. He was the Gustavus player who nullified that icing with a good sprint down the ice to beat it. And there was just a little bit too quick as he got across the blue line before the puck.
Looks like the Jackets are going to select the face-off to the left of Androlowicz. Whitehouse for the Yellow Jackets on the right side. Plays it deep. In the right wing corner now, Dauphiné. Dauphiné tied for the team lead with 6 goals last year. That in itself tells you what a difficult season offensively it was for the Yellow Jackets. Now it's played back out to center. Comes off the left wing boards, and Dauphiné picks up speed across the Gustavus line. Dauphiné taken hard into the end boards. As the puck comes back to the left wing corner. Now Setter runs into a man there. Dauphiné has it. Tried to feed it out front for Yarmolnik, but that's not going to go. Puck behind the Gustavus net again. Kubitz up the right side. Kyler Fenton clears it out to the neutral zone. Jackets get it back, and Axel will dump it right back in. As we pass the 5-minute mark of this first period, Yellow Jackets and Gusties scoreless from Westman Arena in Superior. Now in the slot, Dauphiné has got it here. Justin Dauphiné for the Jackets goes down low, kind of handcuff Yarmolnik a little bit. Now behind the goal, Alexei Yarmolnik, he gets taken down, and that's going to be a penalty here on Gustavus. And that's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'd kind of like to count how many penalties he draws during the year, because I have a hunch he's going to be right up there.
Good hard work and shift there for the Yellow Jackets. Grinding with the puck below the extended goal line. Maintained puck possession and kept working hard. Eventually you can draw penalties, if not create scoring chances. And hopefully the Yellow Jackets can do both of those things now.
5:22, the time of the penalty, hooking the call on Kyler Fenton. You heard Coach McKenna sarcastically talk about his 13% power play last year. Hoping to get off to a little better start this time around. At the right point, Rasmussen playing catch on the wing with Riddle. Up top, stick handling, Bergstrom, Yarmolnik to the left of the net. Up top, Rasmussen again, shot to the right post, deflected wide by Riddle. Yarmolnik up top, left point, Bergstrom walks it, gives it over now, Riddle. Right circle, up top, right point, Rasmussen. Rink-wide feed onto the left point, Bergstrom. Yarmolnik again. Bergstrom walks, fires, glove save, Androlowicz. He'll hold on.
Good puck movement there for the Yellow Jackets. Cade Shea out front, causing a little bit of a screen. All in all, pretty good sequence for UWS.
Not too bad. A lot of good movement. A lot of good puck movement there. Face-off controlled by Gustavus. They try to clear. Rasmussen's going to hold in at the right point. Now it comes down along the end boards. Staple to the wall there, Cade Shea. Riddle in there trying to find it. Puck worked loose. Riddle's got it. Passes behind for Yarmolnik. Lumber chopped out of his hand, which makes it awfully difficult. The clearing attempt held in. Bergstrom feeds Shea in the right circle. Up top, it goes between the skates of Riddle coming down the slot. And that's going to come the distance. Jackets are going to be forced to regroup. Now Riddle drops it off for Rasmussen across the Gustavus line. Feeds it for Shea. Tried to cut to the net. It was taken off his stick. That's going to be cleared out. Axel will back it up. Throws it over to his bench. Jackets in the midst of a line change there. Had to wait to play it, so there weren't too many skaters on the ice. Meanwhile, Gustavus rags the puck a little bit on the PK. Coming out with it, Ishmael now. Ishmael relieved of the puck. Now he gets it back. He'll go behind the net with it to Axel. Gustavus, who's been pressuring pretty good on his PK, pulling back a little bit here now as the Jackets set up behind the net. But they will once again begin to apply the pressure.
Korolev's been a menace for the last 15 seconds here for the Gusties, pinning the Jackets in their own end.
Up the left wing, Dauphiné moves it ahead. Ishmael along the end board, sends it around to the right wing side. Nobody there, however. Gusties will send it the distance. That'll do it as the final seconds tick off the clock. Good start to the power play for the Yellow Jackets in that first 45 seconds or so. Kind of got derailed after that. Paul now for the Jackets, flips it in from neutral. Androlowicz out. Sends it around. It gets past Paul on the right wing boards, and back the other way come the Gusties. Hunter Newhouse across the line, 2-on-1 end tight. They take the shot, they score. Jackets got lulled to sleep a little bit there in the transition, and the Gusties have opened up a 1-0 lead.
Credit to Androlowicz as well. That might be a goalie assist on that play. His clearing attempt, his rim clearing attempt off the glass was the leading pass to get it out of the zone. It's a great pass.
Nate Stone will get the goal. Newhouse will get one assist. We will see if the second one goes to the goaltender. But a nice little play in tight as they developed the 2-on-1, and away they went. Now the Gusties right back on the attack off the ensuing faceoff.
For Gustavus was number 28, Jack Suki. He got an assist from number 27, Hunter Newhouse. Suki from Newhouse, that even strength goal comes at 7.
Sorry, buddy, no goalie assist on that one.
No, we tried.
Inside the Gustavus line, Stone. It gets cleared out to neutral. Blake Holmes will grab it there and send it back in. Now the Gusties, they'll clear that one ahead at center as they got another man behind the Yellow Jacket defense. But the Jackets able to recover this time. Reed Stark on the back check. Gives in the middle, Roosevelt. Daniel Roosevelt. Tried to get it deep but couldn't, and now the Gusties back on the attack. Riku Brown dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Danziger there first. Good little breakout there, and the Jackets 3-on-3 to center with Dauphiné for Setter. Setter across the line, got around one man, but the puck got too far ahead of him. Gusties now coming back on the attack. Clearing attempt held in for a moment there by Dauphiné. Now a 3-on-2 for Gustavus the other way across the line. A shot from the left circle. Stick save made by Boschert. Rebound dug out by Alexei Yarmolnik, and he'll start back the other direction. Yarmolnik for Tyler Ryder. Now onto the left wing, Setter. He'll push that to the right corner. It's going to come around behind the net. Dauphiné gets it left corner, centering pass intercepted. Everybody in the building knew that one was coming right there, and the Gusties take it and go the other way. On the left wing, Ellings carries behind the Yellow Jacket net. Sends it into the high slot. Jack Anderson with a shot. That's deflected, and that'll go over the glass and out of play.
As you mentioned, Dauphiné approached that puck in the corner, but was in the process of slowing his feet down and basically stopping right on top of the puck, which left him with no other option other than to just fling the puck into the lane. Like you said, really easy pass to read there when the player that's gathering in the puck has stopped moving his feet. You know he's not going to do anything but make that pass.
Yeah, that was pretty easy pickings. That is for sure. Puck in the Yellow Jacket zone. Evan Axel tried to clear it up the right side, knocked down. Left wing corner, this is Ellings for Gustavus. Ellings is going to play it back behind the net. Wilmer Svensson's got it there. Svensson up to the left point. Anderson throws that one rink wide. Tough pass for Jorgensen to handle, and it's going to come all the way down the other direction. Now the Jackets, Ishmael tried to center. That one intercepted. He was looking for Logan Nickerson going to the net. Puck in the neutral zone now, comes into Yellow Jacket territory. Whitehouse giving chase, hesitated for a second there. We've managed to get to the puck, and the Jackets throw it rink wide. On the right wing, Logan Nickerson dumps it in. Nickerson giving chase. Leaves it behind the Gustavus net where Terrien picks it up. Terrien wrapped up in the left corner. Puck's going to pop free and come up. Holmes from the left point, a shot that's going to go wide. Now it's picked up behind the net. Losing the handle on that was Rasmussen. Terrien didn't know where the puck was. Rasmussen being worked over good in the right wing corner by Christian Miller. Puck along the wall. Comes back behind the net, and Korolev will take it there. Korolev, nifty move to get away from the forecheck of Gavin Rasmussen, and he'll start it back the other way before dropping it off. And it's played back the other direction. That's going to come all the way down, icing waved off. Whitehouse behind the net. Plays that around the right wing. Taken there by Austin Paul, and he'll flip that high in the air to neutral ice as we pass the 11-minute mark of this opening period. 1-0, Gustavus with the lead. In the neutral zone, Rasmussen dumps it in off the linesman, so welcome to the 24-25 season. That has to hurt. Played ahead on the right wing. Tipped down into the Yellow Jacket zone by Suki. Suki, who has the goal here tonight. Taken into the boards, and the Jackets come back the other way. Shea fed it off on the left wing. Carson Riddle from the left circle takes the shot. That's going to be gloved by Androlowicz, and he'll hold on, giving us a face-off here in the Gustavus zone. Gives us an opportunity to tell you, if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, and I know you can't, Jason, tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join the Big Sound, Matt Johnson, and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student-athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm available on Yellow Jacket TV at uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Not a great start here for the Yellow Jackets,
No.
obviously being down 1-0, going 0 for 1 on the power play, really getting outskated for the most part here in this last couple minutes of play. Not really what they were looking for a home opener in a season where they have come out with an edict to be more intense and to create more offense.
Yeah, the start was okay. They had some hop early. The first, like I said, 45 to 60 seconds of that power play was fantastic. And ever since then, it's kind of been dialed back a little bit. So hopefully they come out of this little break in the action here and can have their feet underneath them a little bit, get a restart, if you will.
And this Gustavus team was also a team that was a little offensively challenged last year as well, right?
That is correct.
So it's two teams that are trying to find the same thing this season.
8:31 to play first period, 1-0 Gustavus. Face-off in their zone to the right of goaltender Colin Androlowicz. Shea in to take the draw, but the Gusties are going to control it. Kubitz couldn't handle the pass. Jackets get it back along the end board. Reed Stark passed it up the wall, but the Gusties intercept. They bank it behind their net. It comes up the right side, intercepted. Iki Kagawa's got it for the Jackets in the left circle. He played it toward the front of the net. That's intercepted there. And the Gusties are going to come back on the attack at center. Suki sends it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Danziger gets there first. Matt Danziger stands a foot taller than Iki Kagawa, and they're on the ice at the same time. Kagawa pulls it off the right wing board and feeds it ahead. Shea carries it up ice, crosses the line, gives it to Stark going to the net. Oh boy, did he get taken down, and that looked bad. Reed Stark got hauled down, driving to the net. And he went in feet first, and that looked painful. It's going to result in a power play for the Yellow Jackets.
Stark just getting up now after crashing into the end boards there. Good to see him skate off under his own power. Great touch on that pass from Cade Shea.
Yeah, that was a really good pass. 12:15, the time of the penalty. The guilty party, Jack Kubitz. Second power play for the Yellow Jackets here. They win the draw. Dauphiné at the left point. Slides it down into the left circle. Ishmael's one-timer goes wide. Now it's Axel right point. Kagawa on the right wing. Into the right circle, Ishmael. He passes that one up, and it's going to end up going all the way back down into Yellow Jacket territory. So that didn't go like we wanted it to. Ishmael to center. Saucers that one over. Paul on the right wing plays it deep. Behind the net, Ishmael comes out with it. Ishmael, right wing circle. Feeds it up top. Left point, Dauphiné. Left circle, Paul in the slot. Ishmael fires, and the save made by Androlowicz. And he deflected that one up into the netting. That was nice puck movement.
With Ishmael being a left-hand shot and aligning himself in the slot, having the puck come off that side where he could be on the forehand and get the one-timer, as opposed to the setup previous to that where the puck was on the right side of the ice and he really had nothing he could do with it. That was a better look for UWS.
1:21 left in the power play for the Yellow Jackets here. 7:06 to go, first period. 1-0 Gustavus. Coming up during our first intermission here tonight. Sponsored by Hovland Incorporated as usual. We will have our first Where Are They Now of the year. More on that in a moment as the Gusties take control and send it all the way down the ice. It'll be a two-parter because it was such a long conversation. We'll play half tonight, half tomorrow, but good chance to catch up with Colton Bates.
Great stick by Korolev there to tip that puck out of the zone. He's been a great penalty killer in this one so far for the Gusties.
Ishmael tried to feather that one through a stick and toward the front of the net. Gusties were wise to it, and they'll send it all the way down. Jackets are going to be forced to regroup here with 45 seconds to go in the power play. 6.5 minutes to play here in this first period. 1-0 Gustavus. Jackets on the power play for the second time this evening. Hoping to get something cranked up here. Cade Shea backhands it into the Gustavus zone, and Drolowicz goes to play it. Knocked down on the left side by Shea, who was then knocked down quite easily by Jackson McCarthy, and that'll be sent all the way down the ice. Now look at this roster, Jason, and this is a big team for Gustavus. They've got some really good size, especially on the back end.
Big and experienced as well.
Gavin Rasmuson up the right side, dumps it in. It comes around now. Danziger gets tied up. The puck was in his skates. He didn't know they were there. Or it was there, I should say, and Newhouse sends it out. Final seconds tick off as the Jackets are going to have 0 for 2 on the power play now with Carson Riddle weaving through traffic, carries his way into the offensive zone, sends it deep. Gusties are going to take it from here now and start back the other way. Newhouse up the left wing. Rink-wide feed on the right behind Jack Anderson. He slows down and then dumps it in. Whitehouse behind the net, feeds Bergstrom. And he will flip that out to center ice. Gloved out of the air by Anderson. He'll spin from a check and come to center. Passes that one ahead across the Yellow Jacket line. Drew Holt on the right. Holt passes behind the net. Ellings. Back to Holt, who's tied up by Blake Holmes. Puck gets worked free. Comes to the left wing corner. Down from the blue line, Kyler Fenton for the Gusties. Fenton on the left wing side throws that one across. Comes to the right circle. The one-timer by Ellings. Swallowed up by Boschert. And we'll have a face-off coming here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Ellings was setting up for that big one-timer, but the pass across was just a little too slow, so it gave everyone, including Boschert, a chance to react and square up to that shot.
Face-off will be to the left of Boschert with 4:52 to go here in the first. 1-0 Gusties. They win the face-off. Shot's going to be blocked. Roosevelt takes off, going for the puck. He picks it up left side. Roosevelt now left wing. Throws it toward the net. Picked up there by Setter. He centers. Puck loose. On the doorstep, and they score! Daniel Roosevelt picks up the loose change at the left post. Bangs it home, and we're tied.
What a fantastic sequence for Roosevelt. Blocked the shot in the defensive zone, got after the loose puck, and ended up getting rewarded for that effort with a goal.
The blocked shot wins the foot race, stays with it. And that's goal number 1 on the year for Daniel Roosevelt, who in his 2 years now has scored in the season opener both times. We'll wait and see if there's a second assist. I don't think there should be, but strange things have happened before when I've called that kind of thing. At any rate, we're back to even here, and the Gussies are going to send that all the way down, and that'll be an icing call.
What a hard-working shift for Roosevelt. Listed as the extra skater tonight, and he made an impact there.
Keep that up. He won't be the extra skater tomorrow.
With that, the Jackets have evened up the shots on goal in this one at 5 apiece.
4:25 to go. First period, we're tied at 1. Jackets control the draw.
Scoring for your Yellow Jackets. His first goal of the season and 5th of his career, number 9, Daniel Roosevelt. He got an assist from number 11, Blake Setter, and number 10, Justin.
Well, there you go. Wrong again.
Hey, we're at home. I mean, of course there's going to be 2 assists.
Home cooking, baby. Jackets now with numbers as they come back the other way. Ishmael ahead on the right wing. Terrian drives the net, throws it back in front for Ishmael, and that ends up in the left corner. That's going to be cleared and actually get up over the glass and out of play. Could kind of read Terrian's mind there as he kind of wanted to drive the net. Kind of knew he wasn't going to get there. Pretty slick pass to get across. Ishmael got good wood on that.
Yeah, that was a really clever indirect pass there from Ishmael, banking it off the boards and leading him into the lane.
Face-off will be to the right of Andralowicz. Gusties win the draw, and they'll smack that all the way down. Let's do it again.
Cade Shea, the freshman, getting a lot of chances in the face-off circle so far in this first period. He's got that good size in there. Left-handed shot, so he's drawn on his left side right now, on his strong side.
Shea will do the honors with Artem Korolev, your guy.
It's been good so far.
He's been real good so far. Now Shea will be dismissed. In to take the draw, Reed Stark. So good to see he's no worse for the wear. Stark comes out with it, sends it behind the goal for Kagawa. I was here a couple weeks ago when they played Scholastica in the exhibition, and boy, those two combined on a beauty of a goal. Stark on the right wing boards. His pass is going to be blocked. It's loose in the high slot. Gusties come away with it here, and it's that guy Korolev. He'll dump it in. Ahead at center. Kagawa tips it to the middle. Jackets with a steal. It's Stark now left circle. He carries behind the net, throws it in front. It hit the goal stick of Andralowicz and dropped right at his feet, so he'll cover up. And we'll get a face-off coming up here in Gustavus territory.
Kagawa showing no fear there for the Jackets, going right to the dirty area, banging away for the loose puck in the crease. Gets a rough ride for his efforts.
I don't think he cares. I really don't.
He's got that Dino Cicerelli in him.
He does have a little Dino. You're right. You're right. Switch him to number 20 right now. I don't think we have a number 20, so even better. Give him that number. Finally, a center dismissed here as holy cow. They drop the puck, and it's going to be won cleanly by Suki. It's wrapped around the right side and comes to center. Puck's going to get past the Yellow Jacket defenseman Ryder. It's picked up now. Rasmussen chops up the right side. Paul tries to work his way out of the zone and does. And that's going to come all the way back down into the Gustavus zone. Ahead at center. Nate Stone drops that one off. Controlled here by Suki. That shot swallowed up by Boschert, and it looks like the Yellow Jackets' first penalty of the campaign is about to commence.
I laughed there because Nate Stone opted to toss away a loose stick that had gotten his way on the ice, not realizing it was his own teammate's stick. So he basically threw his teammate's stick all the way across the ice and forced his teammate to then have to go off the ice and change with somebody else.
17:29 the time.
First power play coming for the Gusties.
Danziger for a high stick. Yellow Jacket penalty kill. Blake Holmes, Liam Whitehouse, Logan Nickerson, and Chris Ishmael on the ice. Gusties win the draw. At the left point, Suki. Down to the left wing corner, Holt behind the goal. Quick pressure by Whitehouse. Loose puck taken there by Holmes. His clearing attempt held in by Anderson, right point. Anderson's pass. Over to the left wing side. Jackets get it back. Holmes tried to rim it around the boards. That one got blocked. And did that get up into the netting or something?
No indication.
There was no signal whatsoever.
I saw one of the players make a motion like it might have been a hand pass, but I didn't see that indication from the officials.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
And the face-off is still in the offensive zone for Gustavus, so it couldn't have been a hand pass.
So
it must have been.
Must have got the netting, and we just didn't see that.
Yep.
Jackets win the face-off, and Logan Nickerson will take that and send it all the way down. Played his junior hockey with the Danbury Junior Hat Tricks of the North American Hockey League.
So many hat tricks, he needs a hat rack.
I love that one. On their left side, Ellings across the Yellow Jacket line. Carries it behind the net. Poke check by Bergstrom. He gets it back. Sends it up top. Shot taken, save made. Big rebound in the slot. Puck still free between the circles. And a nice job by Rasmussen to bang it free, and Roosevelt back the other way. Across the red line, he dumps it in. Gives chase. Wins the race again with under a minute to go in the power play now. 90 seconds to go here in this opening period as the Gusties come back to center with it here. This is Drew Holt across the Yellow Jacket line. Cuts to the middle. Feeds it off in the right circle. It comes all the way up to the right point for Stone. Stone down into the right wing corner. Back up top, Stone. Into the high slot. McCarthy walks it to his right. Stone, right circle. Stick handles, fires, tipped, and that'll go up into the netting. With 32 seconds to go here in this power play for Gustavus. 1:02 to go first period. Jackets and Gusties tied at 1.
That stoppage came at a great time for UWS. Jackets needed a line change there, and they got it.
Face off to Boschert's left. Jackets win the draw. Gusties win the race to the loose puck, however, and they set the power play back up. Stone in the right circle. Mishandles, but they recover the loose puck. Newhouse now. Carries down low. Poke check nicely by Ryder. He double clutched on the clearing attempt, and it took a good hop off the boards. Yellow Jackets come away to center now. This is Ishmael 1-on-3. It's poke checked off his stick by Weinman. And Weinman will come back with speed to center. Weinman across the Yellow Jacket line. Weinman, sharp angle shot, hits the outside of the net. Puck bounces around, comes right to the goal crease. Ryder tried to clear, that doesn't go. Penalized player back on, so the Yellow Jackets have killed that one off. As the puck comes back down in the Gustavus zone. Jackson McCarthy for Gustavus. That's going to be played out into the neutral zone. Dauphiné giving chase. He just circles it back into the boards and does, how do we say it, eats the puck there. And that'll do it for the opening period. Not a great period. Not terrible. Had some flashes.
Definitely have to feel good coming out of it tied.
Yep.
There were some sequences there that were pretty ugly, and going 0 for 2 on the power play never feels good, but big effort by Roosevelt with a block in the defensive zone, turning it into a goal at the offensive end to get the equalizer. I feel like you're in pretty good footing here going into the first intermission.
Gustavus opening the scoring at 7:42. Jack Suki, his first of the season from Hunter Newhouse, as they converted on a mini 2-on-1, I guess you would say, to make it a 1-0 game. And then Daniel Roosevelt with the hard-working man shift of the first period, blocks the shot, wins the race. Tried the centering pass and eventually gets the loose puck for the goal, his first of the year. Dauphiné and Setter the assist. That came at 15:21 and it's 1-1 after one. Shots on goal favoring the Gusties at 8-6 after 20 minutes of play. And hopefully some pretty good stuff for the Yellow Jackets to work on heading into period number 2. I have a hunch Coach McKenna is going to have a few words about certain things. And, I think part of it, too, honestly, is going to be you guys got to shoot the puck a little more. Yeah, definitely. There were a couple of situations where we saw sequences that probably should have just been a shot instead of overpassing, staying on the perimeter a little bit. But, yeah, it's a good start. Has some things to work on. I think the message will definitely include, all right, we can't be passengers. We got to have everybody going. No passengers. Everybody's got to be going here. So let's go ahead and put the pedal down here in the second. 20 minutes in the books here at Westman Arena. Yellow Jackets and Gusties tied 1-1. We're going to take a timeout and come back with our first intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Part one of my conversation with former Yellow Jacket Colton Bates. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. Friday night, and it's our first intermission, and as always, the first intermission is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and it is time for our first Where Are They Now of the 2024-25 campaign, and kind of doing this a little bit differently because we had an opportunity to go earlier in the summer and get a good conversation going with one of my favorite former players here, Colton Bates. So, Colton, I know you're more of a recent alum, and that's not really typical. We tend to talk to guys who have been gone from Superior maybe 10 years, maybe even as few as 5 years. Only been a couple years for you, but if you wouldn't mind, I like to start these all the same way. Tell us, where is Colton Bates now?
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you having me on, Garves. So I'm in Winkler, Manitoba now. This will be year 3 for me. So I'm assistant coach, assistant GM here, and going on year 3. So, like you said, only a few years out of it, but building relationships with the guys, Gars, and being able to help them in any way. And I think as a younger guy, I can connect with them a little bit easier than, maybe a coach with a family or that doesn't have quite as much time to do so.
I want to come back to the what you're doing with Winkler now here in a moment, but you mentioned your time here at Superior, and so talk to me a little bit about the process that got you here. And if I remember right, it wasn't a guarantee that you were going to be a 4-year guy. So once you got here, what kept you here?
Yeah, no, I was a late guy in summer. I was undecided what I wanted to do, if I wanted to go and work or come to the States. I was honestly just pretty unaware of, the college side of things, right? Us guys in Western Canada, it's Western Hockey League or bust, right? And I think college hockey's made incredible strides the last few years, as you can see with guys moving on to the NHL and things like that. So for me, I was just pretty foreign to it, right? Like, didn't really know much, didn't go on a visit, kind of turn all that stuff down. And luckily for me, I had guys like Connor Hamonic and Will Blake, guys like that were from my program that were committed there, which, and Rich McKenna stayed on me, just kind of like, what's your plan, man? Come give it a shot. And so, yeah, I ended up telling him I'd come for 2 years and try it out. And, oh, man, there was no chance I was leaving after 2 years. I loved everything about it. I think just the culture Rich built there's so many unbelievable people, even just talking about guys like you or, Terry Dunbar helping out or, so many people around campus and teachers that we still stay in touch with, believe it or not. It was such a family-like situation. I personally loved the Duluth Superior area. I spent 2 of my summers there due to COVID as well. So it really got to almost kind of be like a second home for me. And it's somewhere where I still end up coming once to twice throughout every summer. I always try and find a way to get to Duluth and Superior for a weekend. I think for me it was more of just, we had such a great group of guys, and like I said, there's just so many unbelievable people. Just everybody's so great and welcoming. So there's no chance I could leave.
Talk to me about the process of coming to school in the States. And I'm a little familiar with it from my time as a recruiter, and I had international roommates when I was a college hockey player. Talk to me a little bit about, one, why does a kid from Canada who has options to play college hockey in Canada, where chances are the education is probably less expensive than what it is in the States, why does a kid from Canada come across the border and want to play down here?
The experience is different. The way Americans value sports in general is unmatched. And I think anyone that's experienced it from Division I to Division III, it's unmatched. You know what I mean? Like, personally, I'm not even a big soccer fan or basketball fan, and like the amount of times, Garbs, as you know, we would be at a game having an unbelievable night, cheering and whatever, kind of just being fans for the night. Like, you're just involved in so many different sports, and the pride Americans have for whatever it may be, football, Minnesota high school hockey, every level. I think it's unmatched. And I think once you finally get there and see it firsthand, you get it, and I try and explain it even to my dad at times. And it's just, he can't believe certain situations or, the fans, some of the games get, just environment. It's completely different. So I would think that going back, and I actually just spoke about this Wednesday at a College Hockey Inc. thing to a bunch of 2009, 2010 born kids in Winnipeg about, like, whether it be Division I or Division III, the hockey's unbelievable. You get a great education, and you just get exposed to a whole different, lifestyle of obviously the way everyone does things in Wisconsin and how exciting everyone is about their sports teams.
So knowing what you experienced as a player, does that make you maybe one day go, you know what, it'd be kind of fun to be on the business side of things down there and to coach down there too? Is that something that kind of rolls through your mind a little bit?
Absolutely. For me specifically, I love my time in Winkler and will continue to do so as long as I'm there. Like I said, for me, my goal is to help move on as many guys as I can to the collegiate level or whatever that avenue may be. Western Hockey League for some, if that's the avenue. We deal with more college guys. But yeah, for me, like specifically, I would love nothing more to get back down to the States at some point and, enter that world again on the other side of things of, being able to help guys at the next phase of their life where they're not 16 and 20 anymore. Hopefully at some point where, they're getting a degree and maybe they have a family and just kind of navigating them through that next step in their life.
We'll cut that one off right there. Part 2 of Where Are They Now with Colton Bates. We will pick up on that tomorrow evening and for first intermission tomorrow. And apologies if there was some dead air on there. I don't know what in the world happened, but, technology, man.
Audio gremlins, it happens sometimes.
It happens all the time. I feel like it happens more than it needs to, but all the time I feel like we have these audio gremlins. But at any rate, first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. I am John Garver. He is Jason Roan. And while we were listening to Colton Bates talk about his experience here a little bit and everything, stats came over to us, and we look at the shot chart, and I think you said it perfectly. That's not going to get it done. Only 7 attempted shots in that first period.
Yeah, I think the Yellow Jackets ended up getting doubled up on attempted shots in that period. Definitely not enough volume there for UWS. Certainly going to want to look to have a little bit more possession and definitely generate more shots here in the second period.
I like the fact that 6 of the 7 hit the net. So this is a team that over the years has kind of been plagued with the missing the net and all of that. So kind of happy that they're hitting the net a little bit. But, even if 7 attempted shots isn't enough, and the quality isn't there either. You only had really 2 really good grade A scoring opportunities. Everything else is just from out high.
Right, good economy, not so good on the volume.
Yep, absolutely. So plenty of stuff for the Yellow Jackets to work on here, and they are about to step themselves back on the ice. And we will get ready to bring you period number 2 here from Westman Arena. I am John Garver. He is Jason Roan. If you are watching on Yellow Jacket TV, I'm walking all over the place here. Still having a hard time getting used to this whole announcer cam thing, but
we're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here. Both teams back on the ice here for the start of the second period.
And I think as we talk about UWS generating offense, it's also worth noting that when you're looking at these 4 lines, you've got 4 lines that have never been put together before. This is the first time that these guys are playing together in a regular season game anyway.
Yep.
So definitely some kinks to work out in terms of just continuity with each other, and it's to be expected maybe that it isn't all coming together in the first 20 minutes of this season.
Well, you talked about it too. The flip side of this Gustavus team, they're a veteran team. There's some older players on this team. Yellow Jackets have a few seniors, but there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this club. There's 4 of the top 6 forwards on the line chart are first or second year players. So it's it's hard to. You got a lot of these young players on here, and that's what you're going to have sometimes. Growing pains are real. At any rate, Yellow Jackets will be attacking from right to left here in the second period. They win the face-off and send it in. Puck comes around on the right wing boards. Axel pinched from the right point and tried to bang that one down low. It's going to be broken up. Gusty's back the other way. Puck came all the way in on net, so Boschert swept that away from trouble. Now Austin Paul will start it back the other direction. Feeds it ahead for Riddle. Carson Riddle across the line. Left circle, wrists one off, and a glove save made there by Androlowicz. And then some pushing and shoving in the goal crease near the freshman goaltender of the Gusties, but that's a good shot right there by Carson Riddle.
You can definitely see that was a part of the message. They came right out of the locker room, quickly generated a shot on goal, and went assertively to the net with 2 players looking for a rebound. Message received.
Message received. Coach said that twice in the pregame interview today. And now you've added it, so if you have that on your Twingo card, there you go. Jackets control the face-off. Rolling puck taken by Ryder. Shot from the left point, misses wide. On the right wing side, Danziger now holds the zone. Tried to pass for Paul behind the net. It hits the referee. Paul able to recover. Austin Paul, right wing corner, hits the brakes. Goes back around the boards. Left point Ryder. In the middle, Danziger takes the shot. It's tipped wide. Giving chase here, Riddle. Clearing attempt held in. Danziger high slot. Missing on the one-timer was Rasmussen. Sharp angle backhand by Austin Paul, and the save made by Androlowicz. Back the other way now come the Gusties. Up the right wing, Stone. Had Miller going to the net. And then the puck comes in on goal. It's going to be gloved and held by Boschert. Face-off coming in the Yellow Jacket zone. Dangerous rush there because Miller came blowing down the far side. and nobody really picked him up. So it's a good thing they closed quickly on Stone, didn't let him make that pass.
Absolutely, and then it was coming at the end of 1 minute of straight possession for UWS, so that group hadn't been off the ice yet, and then to have to defend after a minute of being on the ice already, they were tired.
Face off to Boschert's left, controlled by the Gusties. They send it down the boards behind the net where Blake Holmes takes possession for the Yellow Jackets. Then he gets taken down right in front of the officials, and they said, no, not so much. Jackets failed to clear. From the right circle, shot taken by Weinman is blocked. Puck comes into the right wing corner now. Riku Brown has the puck taken from him by Blake Setter. Setter goes rink wide to the right. Whitehouse flips it to the right wing corner and leads the rush. Puck's going to be wrapped around the boards now and come all the way out to center. It's going to be out of the reach of Blake Holmes, and that'll be an icing call on the Gusties. 18:01 to play here, second period. Yellow Jackets and Gusties tied 1-1.
Good start for UWS to this period. 2 minutes in, generated some shots on goal, some puck possession. A good answer after a little bit of a sleepy first period.
Face-off is going to be to the right of goaltender Colin Androlowicz. Puck's laying that face-off dot, and the Gusties are going to come out with it. On the right wing side, this is Weinman clearing it to neutral. Yellow Jackets regain control, and Axel will send it in. Androlowicz stops that one. It was going to go wide, and then decides he's going to cover that up, so he'll take the defensive zone face-off once again.
Big Lucas Jorgensen, 6'3", 180 forward, got away with a high hit there on Blake Setter. Came up, hit him right under the mask. Blake's adjusting his headgear as he gets back to the bench here. And
giving the neck a little one of the...
yeah.
Work it out a little bit. Face off to the left of goaltender Colin Androlowicz. Terrian has it poked off his stick, comes right to Axel from the right point. That shot's going to miss. Bergstrom holds in at the left. Behind the net, Ishmael. Ishmael pitchforks that behind the goal. Nickerson collides with the defender. Loose puck taken here. Terrian up top. Bergstrom over to the right point. Axel shot blocked. That's going to carry him back out into the neutral zone. Across the Yellow Jacket line they come. Shot taker from the left wing by Gimberlin. Save made by Boschert. And now Bergstrom for the Yellow Jackets flips that one to center. Banks it off of a Gustavus player's helmet. And then that rolls in on goal. That could have been like the muff punt right there where all of a sudden you're picking it up and you got to pick six right in front of you.
Yeah, that almost became a tricky play there for the goaltender.
Give him credit. He stayed with that. Even with Tristan Terry in there looking for the loose change. Teams will change. Face-off coming to the right of Androlowicz. 17-13 to play. Second period. 1-1 the score here from Westman Arena in Superior. He's Jason Roan. I am John Garver. Glad to have you along on this Friday in November. Whether you're tuned in on the radio or on your computer, even watching on your smart TV, we're glad to have you. Puck flipped into the Yellow Jacket zone, and Boschert reaches up and one-hands that out of the air.
That was a spectacular wedge. I mean, that almost scraped the rafters. You look like an outfielder camped under that one.
I mean, pretty awesome that it didn't. Pretty awesome that it didn't.
Lucky he didn't lose it in the lights.
Oh, we got a penalty. Never mind. Danziger back in the box. Time of the penalty, 3:03 of the second period.
As you can tell by John and I's reaction, neither of us saw anything
that
looked like an infraction there.
No. So I'm waiting to hear what the actual call is. As the Yellow Jackets, interference is the call on Danziger. So that one will go all the way down the ice. Gustavus will regroup. Second power play for the Gusties. Drew Holtz passes it off on the right wing. It's going to be played around the boards behind the Yellow Jacket net. Now the puck's going to come all the way back around. At the right point, Suki. Jackets break it up. Gets past Suki at the right point. Nickerson giving chase. Suki as well. Nickerson's got it. Nickerson left corner, Gustavus zone. Carries behind the net. Rags it long enough for a couple penalty killers to change. Stick chopped out of the hand, and that's going to be another penalty as Nickerson wound up and chops the lumber out of a Gustavus player's hand. You can't do that. And this just got a whole lot more interesting. It's a 5-on-3.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where it's just good defense if the guy holds on to his stick, but as soon as he drops the stick, then it becomes potentially a slash, and I believe that's what we got there.
I'm hearing one of my buddies go, get in the weight room. Work out. You can hold on to your stick then.
Mm-hmm.
So 5-on-3 for a minute 13. An early season test for the Yellow Jacket penalty killers here. 16:10 to go, second period, tied at 1. Tie game is in a perilous situation right now. Jackson McCarthy in the high slot, wrist shot tipped in front, save Boschert. Rebound, he doesn't know where it is. It's behind the net. Picked up there by Newhouse. He's being pressured by Bergstrom. Newhouse now sends that one over to the left wing side, Weinman. Newhouse left circle, over to the right wing circle. Stone, a shot blocked by Bergstrom. That stung. Now it's McCarthy again. Stick handling, fires tipped over the net. Loose puck behind the goal. 40 to go in the two-man advantage for Gustavus. This is Stone in the right circle. Stick handling. Stone gives that one down low. Now Stone a one-timer. That's blocked in front by Bergstrom. Loose puck taken by Tyler Ryder, and he will finesse that one all the way down. Jackets will get one, maybe two penalty killers off here, as the Gusties come back on the attack with Weinman on the right wing. His pass is going to be out of the reach of Suki. Now Suki on the left wing carries all the way up into the high slot. Stick handles for a moment, feeds Weinman left circle. Weinman back up top, McCarthy over now, one-timer, Suki blocked again, and that'll be cleared all the way down. First penalty to Danziger has expired. Ishmael jumps on, as the Gusties are going to be forced to regroup and go 200 feet. 35 left in the slashing minor on Logan Nickerson, as the Gusties jump back up ice. From the neutral zone, Wilmer Svensson dumps it in. Jackets pick up the loose puck, and they're going to get just enough on that to get it out to neutral ice. Grant Ellings has it now for the Gusties. Ellings picks up speed on the left wing. Ellings centers that one, but it was handcuffed Svensson a little bit, Suki a little bit. Now the Jackets with a steal, shorthanded. This is Roosevelt. Ahead for Ishmael, left circle, stick handles. That's a shot going, he misses wide. That one's going to come back out to neutral ice, and now the Gusties have numbers the other way. Got to hit the net there. They it over to the left circle. The one-timer by Holt goes wide as Nickerson comes out of the box. PK does the job there, and then that one's going to go up into the netting. Face-off coming.
Great penalty kill shift there by UWS. Dusty Bergstrom doing some huge work down low, blocking a couple shots, also tipping an attempted centering pass just wide. Good work by UWS, and then they were able to create a good scoring chance out of it as well. I think the goalie may have gotten a glove on that.
You think he got a piece of that? The only thing on that whole exchange I didn't like was the saucer pass.
Right, yeah, I thought he might not get to it.
Make a good direct pass. Yeah. Don't give a backhand saucer that slows the entire rush down.
Yeah, I was surprised Ishmael even got to it, actually. He laid it out in front of him quite a ways.
Puck in the Yellow Jacket zone. 5-on-5 now with Korolev on the right wing. It's going to get past the defense and come to center. Now it's Reed Stark. Stark, left circle, fires a shot. He scores! Reed Stark with the wrister goes short side. 2-1 Jackets.
The whole way up the ice there, I was thinking, Reed, you know what? Let's just shoot this puck. Let's take a shot here. It was a 2-on-1, but it just felt like a moment where he was going to get a good shot, and he took a great shot looking to the far corner, but tucking it in. I don't know if he kind of looked the goalie over with his eyes and then shot it short side. Either way, he fired it short side and beat the goaltender to make it 2-1 Jackets.
First of the year for Reed Stark, and I'll be honest, if there's a player on this team that I really have a soft spot for and hope he has a good year, he's the guy.
Yellow Jackets, his first goal of the season and 18th of his career, number 7, Reed Stark. He gets that goal unassisted.
Unassisted goal for Stark, his first. Yellow Jackets have it now in their own zone, and it's played ahead. Yermolnik on the right wing tips it in. Dauphiné giving chase. He collides with McCarthy behind the net. Yarmolnik in the left wing corner. Up top, left point. Dusty Bergstrom takes the shot. It's going to come back around now to the right wing side of the ice. Roosevelt in there digging away for it. Dauphiné in there as well. Finally, it's worked loose. Dauphiné had it, then it was taken away from him, and the Gusties are going to come back the other way. At center, Suki sends it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Gusties on a line change. Jackets heading up ice quickly on the left wing. Dauphiné across the line. Nice move to get away from one man. Feeds that one across, but it's broken up. Now a shot taken by Yarmolnik from the right circle. That's not going to go. Gusties back on the attack. Holt across the line. Feeds it over for Newhouse. It comes to the front of the side of the net. Now it's loose to the left side of the goal. Boschert, it's like he didn't even know where that puck was, as it was right there, and then the next thing you know, it's going right through the goal crease, and he's not looking at it. Austin Paul's got it for the Yellow Jackets. He'll carry it up the right wing to center. Riddle picks it up. His pass hits a skate following the play. Holmes gets it. He dumps it in as we pass the 8-minute mark of the second period. Yellow Jackets leading the Gusties 2-1. In the left corner, Rasmussen cycles it down low. Centering attempt by Riddle hits Paul in the skates. And the Gusties will pounce on the loose puck and come to center. Ellings bounces off a check. Holmes there to break up the play, and he'll send it back to the Gustavus line. Now Paul intercepts the clearing pass. Jackets back the other way. In the slot, this is Rasmussen looking for Paul going to the net, but that one didn't quite find the intended target. And back the other way, Gustavus. Drew Holt up the right wing side. His pass broken up, and Tristan Terrien goes back the other direction now. Things opening up a bit here. Drops it off. Paul, the shot. That got blocked. And the Gusties pounce on the loose puck. They're going to clear it back into the neutral zone. Riku Brown up the left wing. Knocked down by Ishmael. He gets back up and sends it behind the Yellow Jacket net. Weinman's got it there. Weinman on the right wing side. Loses the puck. Terrien's got it. Then he gets crunched. Jackets get it to the line. Still can't get it out of the zone. Now in front of the Yellow Jacket net. It's taken there by Danziger. See if he drops his stick there. It's a power play.
Exactly.
In the right circle, Paul picks up the loose puck, and he's going to be content to take the icing call in the reset. As winning the race to that puck was Jack Kubitz. Icing on the Yellow Jackets with 10:32 to go here in this second period. The Yellow Jackets with a 2-1 lead.
Great effort by Terrien to try to win that race and nullify the icing. Just couldn't quite catch up to him. Great first half of this period, though, for UWS.
It's been really good. Yeah, even the 5-on-3 penalty kill, it's in the middle of that, I think, kind of really gave them a little bit of juice here heading to the middle part of the period.
Yeah, they built off that momentum for sure.
Ishmael for the Yellow Jackets wraps that one around the left wing side. Gusties intercept and hold the zone. Korolev pinned to the end boards by Danziger. Ishmael in there as well. Ishmael feeds it up the wall, trying to find, and that's going to be a penalty. I kind of figured Danziger was going to go sit for the third time tonight as he took down Korolev.
Yeah, got that stick between his legs there. Another thing making these penalty kills even more challenging for UWS is obviously in the second period they have the long change. And it was especially apparent on that 5-on-3. It's not easy to be able to get those guys off the ice in that situation, and the Gusties took full advantage, continuing to press the attack. The one time UWS did clear the puck, the goalie for Gustavus came up, intercepted it, moved it back up the ice quickly to eliminate UWS's chance to really get a full line change. So definitely a tough task when you're killing penalties with the far line change too.
9:52 the time of the penalty on Danziger for hooking. Power play number 4 for Gustavus, third one this period. Let's see what the PK has up its sleeve this time as we pass the midway point of the second period. Jackets up a goal, 2-1. Jack Anderson right point in the middle for Suki. Over to the left side and a quick little feed across the goal mouth by Holt. Half shot, half pass, ends up in the right wing corner. Now it hops over the stick of Holt behind the net, but Suki on the left wing boards holds the zone. Blake Holmes with some good body positioning there, gets it over Suki and sends it all the way down. Good little play by Blake Holmes there. Now behind the net, coming out with it here, Anderson for Gustavus. Jack Anderson Gives over to Newhouse on the left wing. He picks up speed. Plays it behind the net. Broken up by Tyler Ryder. Jackets whiff on the clearing attempt. Held in at the right point. Jackson McCarthy. He skates it down right circle. Throws it across left circle. Jackets break it up. Cade Shea's got it now, and he'll send it ahead.
Third time's a charm.
Had Dauphiné breaking a little bit. If you could have made a little better pass on that.
At that point, I think he just wanted to
get
make sure
off
he
the
got
ice.
it out.
Yeah, get it out and get off. Heck no. Shorthanded offense. Let's go, boys. Press it. Into the Yellow Jacket zone they come. Nate Stone left side. Passes it up top. Weinman at the left point. Walks it to the middle. Gives it back to Stone left circle. He fans on the pass. Dauphiné picks up the loose puck, and he'll backhand that all the way down the ice. 25 seconds left, and the third minor penalty of the evening to Danziger. His chances for the Lady Byng have gone out the window in a period and a half of hockey. Meanwhile, back the other way. Anderson gives it in the middle. Excuse me, McCarthy rather, not Anderson. That's going to be broken up at the line, and Nickerson will clear it out. Final seconds ticking off the penalty here as the Gusties come back up the right wing boards. Korolev across the line. Ryder breaks up that play. Bergstrom picks up the loose puck. Danziger out of the box. Jackets now 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. Heads up, folks. As the clearing attempt got over the tallest glass in the league and goes out of play. And we'll get a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Takes a lot of effort to get a puck out of here, but Dusty Bergstrom did it right there.
If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit our official Yellow Jacket sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same Under Armour gear that the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop.
Well, aside from having to kill off an abundance of power plays, it's been an excellent period so far for UWS.
It has, yes. I mean, this is kind of reminding me of the third period of the women's game we had this afternoon. Power plays in the game were 7-1 favoring Hamlin. 4 of them came in the third period. And so Coach Bree Simon's team, they got outshot like 50-18 or something for the game and spent a lot of time that third period on the penalty kill. They just worked their way through it, and they just kept going and kept going and kept going, and the reward came with under 2 minutes to go. You get the insurance goal. So aside from that one power play goal that Hamlin was able to score, really impressed with the way they just kept fighting through it, and no matter how much they fought through it, they just kept getting more penalties. It was unbelievable. And I'll say the same thing now that I said in that broadcast. It's not like the things that the Yellow Jackets were doing were not penalties. They were. There were penalties going the other way, and the arms were just staying down. And that was the big frustration, I think, for the entire team and for the coaching staff, is you watch a player get interfered with on a clearing attempt, and then 10 seconds later, same player ends up in the penalty box, so at any rate.
But they got the win.
They got the win.
Hopefully the men can do the same.
Cool. I like it. Face off in the Yellow Jacket zone to Boschart's left. 8:02 to play second period. Shots 14-11 Gustavus. But the Jackets in front 2-1.
Jackets working a late change here, bringing on Logan Nickerson.
Face off controlled by the Gusties. They've been the better team in the circle tonight so far. Riddle on the left wing poked it to the middle. That one's not going to go. Now a steal by Rasmussen. He plays that one ahead for Nickerson. Nickerson kind of had to slow up just a hair and wait for the puck, and now we have a huge collision in the Gustavus zone. Down hard in the left corner was Christian Miller. Slow to get up, but he is up and making his way back to the bench. That was a big collision. Now the Jackets have it with Austin Paul. Paul at center. Gets away from McCarthy, comes across the line, right circle, a shot. Save is going to be made. And Drolowicz will hold on, and now we have pushing and shoving again as... I'm not sure if Paul said something as he was going to the net there or what the situation was.
Carson Riddle was the other half of that car wreck in the corner. Now he's getting off the ice slowly as well as he steps through the door and stretches things a bit. It looked like there was some contact between the two players, and then Riddle lost his balance too.
Yep.
And then they both went in really hard.
Yeah, they went in really, really hard there. But it appears everybody is okay. At least we hope. Riddle's not being tended to by the trainer. He's just kind of stretching and flexing a little bit, and I don't see anybody going down to tend to Christian Miller, so he appears to be okay.
He did take a seat on the back bench, but he's moving around back there.
I kind of wonder if that's just a wind thing. The wind get knocked out of him a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we've got okay, that's a new signal. I've never seen
we've
that
got whatever
one before.
this is.
I have never seen that signal before.
We've got to consult our officiating book. They're making the signal again. Is that using your hand as a center?
And if
on
you
the draw?
do, that's a penalty.
And it looks like perhaps the officials are discussing just that right now.
Yeah, because in the old days, you used to be able to,
Reach
get
down
low,
and-
grab the,
Right.
use your glove and play it to the corner. You can't do that anymore. Using the hand on a face-off is illegal. So I'm curious to see, is that what the linesman signal was?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they're going to take a penalty here, so that's what it was. So I guess the linesman called it. And it's going to be a power play for the Yellow Jackets.
Don't know if that rule is the case over in Russia at the youth development levels.
Stanislav Danayev will go to the box for a face-off violation. And the Jackets are going to the power play. Time of that penalty, 12:42. And that's something relatively new in the rule books. Officially, they're going to call it a delay of game. But, yeah, it's a face-off violation. If you've grown up and played the game your entire life where that's something you can do, that's a hard habit to break. Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Androlowic's. Third power play for the Jackets has started. They're 0 for 2, and this power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. In the right wing corner, Riddle sends it behind the net. Yermolnik left corner, up top. Bergstrom at the left point, tied up with Korolev. High-pressure penalty kill here by Gustavus. They're not giving much of anything. 6-car pile-up at the top of the left circle. Hopefully the puck comes out at some point, and it does. Rasmussen's got it. Over to the right point, Riddle feeding it to the front of the net for Shea, but that was just out of his reach. Now Yermolnik left circle, stick handling for a moment. Sends it up top. Bergstrom is going to be put in a very bad position, and he's not going to be able to hold the zone on that one.
Korolev, again, just doing yeoman's work on the penalty kill.
Now to center, the Yellow Jackets come. Shea tried to tip that one in and actually tipped it up into his own hip. Gustavus hops on that. They'll send it all the way down the ice. Just over a minute left in the power play here for the Yellow Jackets. As Yermolnik leaves it down low. Evan Axel's got it behind the net. He will wait for reinforcements to arrive as the Yellow Jackets change the power play unit. On the right side, Austin Paul didn't catch that pass very well, and it immediately went up on end, and then the Gusties intercept. Now in the neutral zone, Iki Kagawa's got it. Kagawa, confident enough to say that he's the first player in Yellow Jacket history to have 3 Ks in his name. For all you Scrabble players out there. Kagawa now picks up speed through center, crosses the line, finds another gear, drives it to the net, and it was just out of the reach of Dauphiné. Because when he put the Jets on there, nobody was keeping up with him. Now Kagawa from the right corner tried to center, it was blocked. It got poked off his stick. Gustavus will intercept. Anderson to clear, Dauphiné with the hold. Now Paul out of the corner. Paul feeds it to Kagawa, a one-time rocket from the right circle, and Drolowicz will make the save, and he'll hold on.
Sometimes for all of the complicated technical zone entries, the best one is to just give it to the fast
just step
guy
on the
and
gas.
just go. Especially on the power play.
Just step on the gas,
Kagawa
man.
did just that right there.
5:13 to go, second period. 2-1 Jackets lead. Face off. Controlled by the Gusties. They wrap it around, and Stone on the right wing clears to center. Ryder takes it there and flips it back in. That one fooled goaltender Androlowicz a little bit. Now the clearing attempt held. Shea left circle a shot, and that's going to be tipped over the glass and out of play.
Cade Shea is getting a lot of ice time in this game. Seems like he's out there every third shift. We're seeing number 12.
A reminder that coming up during our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, we will check in with Chris Sugar, the founder of D3 Hockey News. A website just launched, and He is more plugged in than just about anybody at the D3 level. He's going to become a regular guest of ours. So we'll catch up with him during intermission number 2. Shea from the right circle throws it to the front of the net. That goes off a skate and ends up behind the goal. It's back on the right half wall. Now in the right wing corner, Christian Miller. So back on after that collision. Car wreck, as you said. Not showing any signs of distress. Now it comes free from the pile. Stark's got it. Gets it to Ryder, and oh, what a save by Androlowicz there. Now Stark gets it back left circle. Fires, and Androlowicz with the save. Got that one with the blocker. Now a clearing attempt is going to get past Yarmolnik and come to center. Yellow Jackets quickly transition back in as Shea plays it deep. Yarmolnik giving chase, but Miller clears, and that's going to get past everybody and come to center. Across the Yellow Jacket line they come. From the slot, the shot by Suki misses wide. Suki's got it in the right wing corner. He's tied up there with Whitehouse. And I thought I saw a couple fisticuffs in there, but play continuing on. Now Dauphiné up the left wing. 2-on-1. The Jackets can hurry. Dauphiné on the left. Dauphiné looking for Setter going to the net, but that one just out of his reach. Now behind the net. Setter's got it for the Jackets here. Sends that one around to the right wing boards. Bergstrom had it. It's going to hop off his stick. Good poke check there by the Gusties. And Newhouse back up the left wing. His centering pass broken up. Gusties follow up the play. It's going to be Kyler Fenton with the puck. Fenton now leaves it at the left point. Stick handling there, Kubitz. Kubitz drops it off in the left corner. Weinman carries it up into the high slot. Now it's Fenton with a shot. That's going to get blocked. And the Yellow Jackets, Yarmolnik's got it here, and he throws it out to neutral. On the left wing board, Setter's got it. He dumps it in, and then the goaltender gets a stick on it. He'll tip that up into the netting, and we're going to get a face-off in the Gustavus zone. 2:59 to go here, second period. Jackets up 2-1, and they moved in front in shots on goal, too.
Boy, that save by Androlowicz on Ryder was the save of the game thus far. It kept this from becoming a 2-goal game.
A lot of credit to Reed Stark on that shift, too. He had a really good scoring opportunity in tight, then sets up the opportunity for Ryder.
Yeah, he's looking good, and obviously you score goals, that confidence comes up, good things happen.
Face off to the right of goaltender Colin Androlowicz. Controlled by the Yellow Jackets here. Nickerson plays it deep. Ishmael wraps it around. Axel at the right point. That one doesn't go. Behind the net, Ishmael again. Centers it to the back door as he went against the grain there, looking for Terrian, and that one just misses. Back the other way now. Come the Gusties. Speeding it up on the left wing, Ellings. Jackets are able to settle that one down. Now on the right side. Poked away from trouble there, and now Terrian back the other way. Terrian with speed across the line. Left circle takes the shot. Androlowicz will make the save. He's going to hang on to that, and we'll get a face-off in the Gustavus zone. 2:26 to play, second period.
Great sequence for Terrian there. I think he made the play in the defensive zone to loosen that puck, and then ended up getting rewarded by being able to rush it up the ice and get a good shot on goal. Yeah, Jackets doing everything in this second period that we wanted them to do coming out of that first intermission.
Yeah, this has been a pretty solid period. Let's finish strong here, fellas. Jackets control it. It's Riddle on the left side. His pass is going to be intercepted as Tremert's going to take it for the Gusties and go back the other way. They dump it into the Yellow Jacket zone left wing corner. Danziger gets there first. Up the right wing boards. They can't clear the zone. Comes back around the boards. Jackets will try again. Austin Paul on the right side. Has a couple of Gusties close on him. So it comes back behind the net as we pass the 18-minute mark of the second period. 2-1 Yellow Jackets leading. And then an opportunity at the right side of the net by Gimberlin, swallowed up by Boschert, and Gimberlin and Rasmussen unhappy with each other. Not exactly sure what Rasmussen's beef was there, but...
Yeah, the puck was definitely loose enough for Gimberlin to continue doing what he was doing, trying to hunt for a rebound.
Yeah, I don't understand any of it, but that's okay. Doesn't look like they're going to take anybody off for that. And we'll have ourselves a face-off here.
Sometimes things happen between players elsewhere on the ice at other points in time.
They could have played against each other in juniors. Right. Who knows? Who knows?
Yep, they finally got an opportunity to renew acquaintances right there.
Face off to Boschert's left with 1:55 to go.
Wow.
Shea's going to be dismissed again. That's a couple times he's been booted now, so the freshman needs to learn some of the face-off rules, apparently.
Short fuse, though, on that one. Wow.
Face-off controlled by the Jackets. They can't clear. Now they get it back, and it's going to be fed ahead at center. Kagawa's got it. But a good job coming back by Christian Miller to poke it away from him. Now Shea's got it. Shea had it, then it was taken off his stick. It comes all the way around the boards, right wing side. Kagawa got a stick on it, but that's going to come to neutral ice. McCarthy follows it up, and he comes across for Gustavus, left circle. Opens up his pass, tipped. Lands in the right wing corner. Jackets play it up the left side for Stark, and he gets it to center. Kagawa picks it up. Jackets have numbers. Kagawa left circle. Wanted to take the shot and waited a hair too long. And the Gusties with some good speed on the back check. I think it was Fenton who got back and was able to not even allow the shot to get away.
I liked Kagawa's poise there. He didn't rush anything. He created what was going to be a golden opportunity. But yes, that clock maybe needs to go off just a fraction of a second quicker. But a good chance there for UWS until it wasn't.
75 seconds to go here in the second period. The face-off in the Gustavus zone. To Colin Andralowicz's right. Dauphiné in to take it. He'll do the honors with Stone. Jackets control. Left point. Bergstrom takes the shot. It's blocked. Axel right point. Over to the left circle. One-timer. Yermolnik is going to miss just wide. He didn't get anything on that. Now from the right corner, he centers looking for Roosevelt, but that doesn't go. And they're going to say it was played with a high stick. I tend to agree with the men in stripes on that one.
Was a nice pass from Evan Axel there to create that one-timer opportunity on the left side. Had just the right amount of pace and threaded it through there.
Face off to the left of Andralowicz. Jackets control it. Bergstrom left point. Axel right point. Takes the shot. Tipped in front. I think Dauphiné got a piece of it. And Andralowicz poised in the goal crease. Able to glove that and hold.
Dauphiné always happy to oblige the folks out front of the net there and cause a little bit of disturbance.
Yeah, he's not afraid of that at all.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of that at all. 51.5 seconds on the clock as the faceoff's controlled by the Jackets again. Bergstrom finesses that one through, looking for Dauphiné on the right post, but it doesn't connect. Now Dauphiné right circle, gets away from trouble, feeds Bergstrom left circle, wrist shot, glove save, Andralowicz, he'll hold. 35.7 seconds left in the second period.
Good finish here by UWS. Nice shift there, generating some scoring chances and continuing to create these offensive zone faceoffs as well.
You know, I think back to how miserable the second periods were a year ago. This is such a welcome change. Second periods were hard for this team last year.
Jackets have been playing with a lot of confidence, especially after they got that second goal.
Goes back to that 5-on-3 they killed off, man.
Yeah.
Jack Anderson for the Gusties. Yermolnik runs him into the boards in the right wing corner. Roosevelt in to help out. Now he's pinned to the boards. Yermolnik gets back into the fray. Good defensive position by Dauphiné. Puck squirts loose, but the Gusties hop on it and they clear. Danziger has his pass blocked. It's going to come all the way down, and I'm thinking he's probably just going to eat the puck at this point. Or maybe not, as it comes right into the goal crease. Was never frozen. Wow. And that's a prime example of eat the puck in the corner, don't try to make a play.
Right. It looked like he got caught in between whether I should eat it.
Yeah, you got to know how much time is on the clock, though, man.
Right, yeah.
You got to know how much time is left there.
Mm-hmm. And we can tell you that now there is 0.4 of a second left on the clock, so not much time on this offensive zone faceoff for the Gusties. They're lining up with a lefty shot in the faceoff circle here. Wilmer Svensson.
Justin Dauphiné should just fall down.
Yeah, imagine
that's what you do. That's what you do in these instances.
Punch it forward if you're the offensive player.
Gusties pull the goaltender. Ooh, that goes really close.
He got good wood on that one.
He got really good wood on that. Wow, props to Wilmer Svensson there. As he timed that perfectly and absolutely drilled it toward the goal. That was closer than it should have been with 0.4.
Yes.
That counts. Even in 0.4 seconds, if that thing goes in, it counts. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, we've harped on it a little bit here, Jason. Really good second period.
Yeah,
the Jackets really answered the bell that period.
That was exactly the answer we were looking for. UWS got itself in sync, came out, created a lot more offense, generated far more shots on goal, had a huge momentum boost when they killed off those penalties, and then turned that into a goal and really played confident team hockey from there.
Yeah, really good frame for the Yellow Jackets. They outshot Gustavus 13-7, and more importantly, they outscored the Gusties in that period as well. Reed Stark scoring an unassisted goal. Stupidly, I didn't write the time down on the goal, so I'll have to wait for the stats to get printed out. But nonetheless, that was I was talking about it after he scored. If there's a guy I have a soft spot for, it's him, because he's had a tough couple of years. 2 years ago, you go back and he realized for 6 months he had mono, and as a result, he was weak, he was fatigued, he couldn't play. It was really, really hard. He missed half a season with mono. And last year, amazingly, he hit 9 posts. And that's not an exaggeration. He hit 9 posts last season. Who does that happen to? It happens to Reed Stark. That's who it happens to. He hits 9 posts last year. It was not a great year for him. So to be able to see him, he only scored 3 goals. He's a third of the way there already in 2 periods of hockey. Happy to see him, and he's got the goal that puts him in front here.
And he was able to score in the exhibition games prior to the season as well.
Yep.
So finding the back of the net with a little more frequency, that's a really good thing for him and a really good thing for the Yellow Jackets.
6:24 the second period was the time of that goal. That is the difference right now. Jackets are up 2-1 after 2 periods of play. We will take a timeout here at Westman Arena, and when we come back, we will have our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We will catch up with Chris Sugar from the D3 Hockey News. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. It's our second intermission here on Friday night, and as always, our second intermission is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and we are very happy to be joined by Chris Sugar, the mastermind, if you will, behind D3HockeyNews.com. So the first thing I want to talk about, Chris, is why did you make the decision to get so incredibly involved with this? Because this is a lot of time and energy that you put into this, what is now a website, and it's not just a social media thing. So talk to me a little bit about why you decided to dive into this with both feet.
Kind of back. Sorry, well, first off, it's great talking with you. It's unfortunate we can't be doing the laugh like I see on the social media. But, join on here, it's one of those things. When I was younger, I started out watching, Sligo State hockey. My dad and my grandfather were season ticket holders since like the 70s, I'm pretty sure, and started watching them kind of right in their most recent of heydays, I should say, because obviously they had their solid teams throughout the years. But when they won the title in 2007, I started watching them when I was younger, around probably 2008 maybe was the first couple games here and there, and then pretty much every weekend starting around like 2010, 2011. So I got to really see them in their heyday, and seeing whiteout games at Plattsburgh, that's kind of the big deal around here. That kind of hard not to get hooked on whatever you're watching when that's the atmosphere you're in. So I don't know. I was never much of a social media guy, so picking it up and being exposed to that, I started the account just because I was a high school kid with a lot of time on his hands, and I just would always just post scores and stuff during or game start times and whatnot during homeroom or study halls, because I had the time. And again, like when I said it helped that I wasn't a big social media guy, just because like a couple followers like meant something to me. Like if I had a ton, on like the personal side of things, I would think, oh, whatever, who really cares? But for me, like I always valued it, whatever the number was. And once it started growing, I guess it was good, but there was kind of a lack thereof, I guess, on the D3 side of, coverage of social media, that people were kind of looking just for something. And so when I appeared, I guess it just kind of picked up ground, and, here it is now with the website and everything. I just, more on the website, it's a lot more versatile. You can do a lot more with it. And a lot of things, whatever the case may be, it just seems as though, like I have a lot of credibility now, fortunately, but a website for somebody who doesn't know you just adds to that, and then it just makes it a lot easier to, just organize, put everything together. And so that's to kind of keep going. But last thing on it, it's less work now besides the startup, just because like those clicking buttons, so tweeting out scores adds up. Like right now, it's like you just type up the format, you keep it, you enter in the scores. I'm looking to do some other things with that, but in terms of just typing up scores, it's actually easier than it was before.
Sure. And it's interesting too. I mean, I'm grateful for it because, College Hockey News, USCHO, there's very little to zero information on Division III hockey on those two websites. And so for somebody who's in a position like me, you're broadcasting games, you're trying to stay up on everything that's going on, not just in our region, but nationwide. There was a real dearth of information for us out there. So I am really grateful that you stepped to the fore on that and said, we're going to fix that. And the organic growth that you've done with, we're going to have a podcast, and now we're going to build out a website. We're going to add, Division III polls and everything. I mean, it's great for people like us in the D3 world, because there's really no place else to get this information.
Yeah, I mean, and to my, you can call it selfish, but I mean, it was to my benefit. Like, some sites that were operating stopped existing, and, USCHO, for, whatever case or words you want to put with it, they kind of lack in that area. But, it helped me out, and I always listen. People, a lot of people think that I come up with all this stuff, or that I thought of all of it myself. And I really thought of very minimal. I mean, the only thing I ever thought of was just tweeting out scores. I didn't think of anything else. Everything that I've done is because players or coaches or just whoever has said, like, hey, you should probably do this, or hey, this would be a cool idea. And so I figure, okay, if this player on X team or this coach with whoever does that, okay, they're probably not the only one that thinks that. So right. I just started, expanding upon, like you kind of said, the podcast, et cetera, and moving along. And, it worked out. And the last thing with it, I think it's really cool, like you said, I just think it's been centralized now. It's not just like region based. So now, like the broadcaster bracket for me was really cool because it connected a lot of people that weren't connected before.
Yep.
And like with the account in general, people out in, let's say, Superior, most of them probably don't care or have no clue about a team in the SUNYAC or a team in the UCHC or other teams. They may not. If you're just a casual, you probably don't care who some of the teams in the now it's the Conference of New England, but used to be the CCC. they probably don't care who they are. So now it's all just brought in one place where, here you go.
Yeah, and I know when Superior was kind of in its heyday and we were going to the number of teams that were those true Final Four competitor kind of teams where you could probably count them on two hands how many there actually were. It's a whole different game now, but being able to get a little bit of insight into who these new programs are. I mean, there's new programs popping up all the time, and you're kind of the guy who has all the inside information on it. So it's something that I think the people appreciate. I know the radio guys like me absolutely do appreciate. Let's talk a little bit here about the first couple of weeks. What are you seeing?
I mean, it's always kind of tough when you first start out, new teams, new rosters. It's, with all the conferences have kind of changed out east, at least not as much. Next year is going to be kind of the major switch with the NEHC dissolving and all that. That's the crapshoot that'll be. But I think right now it's tough. Like you saw Plymouth State. I mean, they're ranked high. They dropped 2 games, but I mean, they're starting out against 2 good teams. And in Plymouth, it's one of those. We'll see how they go throughout the year. Their conference, I love Craig Russell. He's a great coach, elite coach, they'll say. It's just tough with that conference. It's not that his guys don't give it all. They do. They work just as hard as every other top team in the country. It's just when you go play those other teams, they're a different animal, especially on opening night and the opening weekend with UNE and Babson. It's just tough to win those games, and they dropped a couple tough ones. But I was curious with the split with Adrian Utica. I was just wondering how, it's Coach Phillips' first game. At the helm of the head coach with Adrian, obviously he was the assistant when they won the title. And, Utica, they had a quote-unquote rebuilding year last year, and they, made it to the Final Four. So it's just, those are kind of just 2 examples. I think it was kind of cool to see on the women's side, the 2 new programs get wins of their own, Milwaukee School of Engineering out west, and then Hood College down in Maryland, who participated in the earliest earliest NCAA hockey game ever, I would say. A 7:50 time puck drop on Saturday. So I think that might have gone a little unnoticed if you weren't really paying attention or you thought it was a typo like PM, but no, it was AM.
Oh, I got a good laugh out of that too, because I think the earliest we've ever gone is like at 11 a.m. kind of thing, and I thought that was early, but no, this one really. I mean, join us for breakfast kind of thing is what came to mind when I heard that one. So I know you're a busy guy because you're a college student. You've got classes to get to and everything, but for the listeners here, you're going to be a regular guest on the show here throughout the season, and I really am excited about what you've got going with the website, and I'm glad we're going to be able to have you on throughout the year because you bring an incredible amount of Division III hockey knowledge and insight to any show that you are on. So we are very glad to have you as a regular guest this year.
No, I'm happy to come on. I appreciate it. Coming on with you, getting to know you over the years, and even, your rivals over in Stevens Point, Sean and Tom going on their, intermission show occasionally. Throughout last season during the playoffs. It's always fun talking with you guys. I'm glad I got to connect, and it's always fun.
And just to throw one more kind of little link in here that maybe you do or do not know about, when Oswego was out here in 2007 for the national championship that they won. They won it at Westman Arena in Superior. And I was actually the broadcaster doing that game on the radio back to Middlebury. So it's there's a little bit of a link there as well.
It's a small world. No, it's cool, though. If they get back there, see how they do. I mean, quick thing on them. They're a young team. It's 17 freshmen, I believe 4 sophomores. And then the rest are, junior, seniors, which isn't many. So that'll be that's another kind of wild card if we're talking about the opening weekend and just how the season will go, mentioning Oswego.
Right. I look forward to seeing how it all unfolds, not just for your team or my team, but across the board. So, Chris, appreciate your time today, and we'll catch up again in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
We'll take a break and come back with more of our second intermission programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket.
There we go. We'll turn the mic on. That'll help. We're back at Westman Arena. John Garver and Jason Roan with you. It's our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Still about 4 minutes away from the start of this third period. Yellow Jackets with a 2-1 lead over Gustavus. Elsewhere around the WIAC, nearing the midway point of the third period, Stevens Point has a 3-2 lead over Bethel. That is at KB Willett Arena in Stevens Point. Late in the third period. Are we that far behind tonight? Late in the third period. UW Stout leading St. Mary's 3-1. That is at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee. And then early in the third period, St. Olaf a 3-1 lead over UW Eau Claire. So that's your quick little look around the WIAC tonight. Don't know if there's anything overly surprising there. I kind of saw the facial expression you made when I read the St. Olaf Eau Claire score. Yes and no, because, I mean, you've got St. Olaf was an NCAA tournament team 2 years ago. And this is they're a good club. They're a good club. So I understand why you'd kind of make that face, but at the same time, pretty good hockey team there.
Okay.
Turn that down quick. There we go. Here are the Jackets with a 2-1 lead. In my mind, I think they have all the momentum based on the way that they played the second period, the way they closed out the second period. So I feel like, yeah, they've got all the momentum right now. Now, how are they going to come out into period number 3 and build on that?
Right. One goal is not enough to ride off into the sunset here. So cannot come out looking to try to escape this next 20 minutes. Need to come out with that killer instinct to try to get the knockout punch and put this thing out of reach. But if they can build on what they did in the second period, there's absolutely no reason they shouldn't be able to get the W here tonight.
Programming note that the Yellow Jackets are going to be back home tomorrow night here, 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame show as they take on that very same Ole's club that we were just talking about. And that'll be the final of 6 home events tomorrow. It's a busy day on campus. Busy day. I'm sitting here going, okay, I'm going to get home tonight, who knows when, and I have to turn right around and come back. I might sleep for a few minutes, but it's a huge day on campus tomorrow. Beginning with a noon kickoff, the Yellow Jacket men's soccer team taking on Bethany Lutheran for the UMAC championship and the right to go to the NCAA tournament.
On the new turf.
On the new turf at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. That is correct. That is a noon kickoff, and the Big Sound Matt Johnson will have the call on that one on both Yellow Jacket TV and KUWS, 11:45 a.m. pregame show. Then at 1 p.m. at Mertz Mortarelli Gym, the beginning of day 2 of the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic. That will have UW Stout and Marion playing, and that one will be live on Yellow Jacket TV. Craig Morrissey will have the call on that one. Then at 2 o'clock, we'll be here at Westman Arena, the Yellow Jacket women taking on Augsburg at 2 o'clock face-off. And I don't think there's a pregame show on that tomorrow, but that'll only be on Yellow Jacket TV. Then at 2:30, women's soccer, UMAC championship game against Bethany Lutheran. And they are playing for a 4th straight trip to the NCAA tournament. So that's a 2:30 game. That'll be on KUWS as well as Yellow Jacket TV with the Big Sound Matt Johnson. Then at 3 o'clock, Yellow Jacket men's basketball will be taking on St. Olaf in the final game of the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic. And then at 7 o'clock, we're here.
Get a little time to eat in there. Just a little.
I got to order a bunch of pizza for all my workers and stuff at some point because I got to feed like 60 people that are working all these games tomorrow. Whew. It's going to be a busy one.
Hopefully the rain stays away during the soccer matches. That second one might be a little tenuous.
Yeah, it could get a little soggy out there during that one. But at any rate, it's we're excited about it. It's going to be fun. And we're going to be happy when it's done, too, because, boy, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of games.
Both teams back on the ice here for the start of period number 3. Jack Boschert will defend the goal. 2 hour left here in this third period, excuse me. Boschert has made 14 saves so far. Yellow Jackets will be attacking left to right. At the other end, Colin Andralowicz will defend the goal 2 hour right. 17 saves for him through 40 minutes of play. Fresh 20 minutes on the clock, 5-on-5 hockey to start. Linesman Kyle Schultz enters the face-off circle. Gavin Rasmussen will do the honors with Wilmer Svensson, who rattled off that incredible shot with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Rasmussen wins the draw here, and we are underway in period number 3. Gusties come back to center now. They get it across the Yellow Jacket line, but no further. We
have a serious collision here between number 22 from Gustavus and one of the referee got up, but the player from Gustavus
took him a while to get back to the bench. It appears to be maybe okay. Trainer's going to look at him, and at any rate, let's get back to live action here. Bergstrom for the Yellow Jackets up the left wing, and Carson Riddle will pitchfork that one back down into the offensive zone. Rasmussen giving chase. It's pushed away from him by Miller. And that's going to come all the way down the ice. Foot race to get to that puck, and the Yellow Jackets, Danziger, with that ridiculously long stride, will win the race to that puck. Icing is the call. Face-off coming back here in the Gustavus zone. And the trainer still having conversations with Wilmer Svensson over at the Gustavus bench. He's going to have a seat. It looks like he might be all right.
Conversation going for a moment there with the official that he ran into as well.
Yes. Jackets win the face-off. Yarmolnik with a quick shot that gets blocked. Back the other way now. Jack Suki here for Gustavus. Suki along the end boards behind the Yellow Jacket net. Gets it away from Danziger. Puck comes up top to the left point. Kubitz is there. He drives it back down low. Puck comes around to the right wing side. Now Blake Setter has it for the Yellow Jackets for Yarmolnik, and he'll send it ahead to neutral ice. It gets past the defense. Icing waved off. Dauphiné is going to get to the puck first. He's got a right wing corner. Dauphiné pinned to the boards. Comes around the boards to the left wing side. Yarmolnik quickly up top. Bergstrom a one-timer. That's going to be gloved and held by Androlowicz.
Dauphiné right in the goaltender's face, having a little conversation with him there. It looked fairly peaceful, but I'm guessing it wasn't.
Just because you wouldn't have been. Jackets win the face-off again. Holmes left point, that gets blocked. It ricochets to the left wing corner where Terrien's got it. Tristan Therrien now cycles that down low. It's not going to go. Now the puck played back out into the neutral zone, swept away by Blake Holmes. And Logan Nickerson's got it on the right wing. Nickerson a long shot, Androlowicz the save. Rebound, clearing attempt held in. Nickerson behind the net. Gets to the puck in the right corner, plays it behind the Gustavus goal for Therrien, who was taken into the net, losing the puck in the process, and that's going to be cleared to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets break it up quickly. Therrien 3-on-2 if the Jackets hurry. Therrien on the left wing drops that one off for Nickerson. That one was doomed from the get-go. And the Gusties will come back. Now a turnover and a steal. Coming back up ice again. Therrien on the right wing. He mishandles, then gets knocked down. And the Gusties clear. Therrien on the right wing. Throws that one off the boards. Gusties get it back and play it to the Yellow Jacket line. Dusty Bergstrom will chase it down behind the net. Pressured there by Gimberlin. Axel comes out with it, turns it over. A shot from the right circle by Jack Tremert comes in, and a big save made by Jack Boschert. He is going to hold on. Face-off coming in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Jackets a little careless in their own zone there. Boschert making the save when he was called upon and not allowing any rebounds either.
Gusties win the faceoff. Gimberlin gets around the defense. A shot in the save by Boschert as he got that one with the blocker. Now on the right wing boards, Danziger pinned to the wall by Tremert. Danziger gets free. Got it to Kagawa, but now the Gusties exerting their will a little bit in the offensive zone. Loose puck behind the net. Tremert's got it. Feeds it up to the right point. That shot gets through and skips off the outside of the goal. Stark on the left wing to clear. Puts that one up into the bench. Face-off coming in the Yellow Jacket zone.
Some timely saves from Jack Boschert there right when the Yellow Jackets needed it.
A sophomore out of Florissant, Missouri, standing tall in goal for the Yellow Jackets here. 16:50 to go. Third period, 2-1 the score. Face-off controlled by the Gusties. Shot taken from the right point. That's going to skip wide. Jackets are able to clear. Skylar Fenton gives chase. Whiffed on the clearing attempt, but worked out perfectly for him as he kind of faked out Cade Shea in the process. Now Fenton sidesteps the check of Shea. Gusties come in on the attack. Right wing side. Holt. Long shot. That one stopped. Jackets are able to clear it away from trouble. start quickly on the forecheck, tried to force the turnover, but Kubitz was poised and is able to move it right back up ice. Now behind the net, Holmes up the right wing, Kagawa tipped to the middle, Shea. He'll bank it ahead, picked up by Riddle across the Gustavus line. Riddle, right circle, takes a shot, save, rebound shot, and that's going to be stopped as well. And Drolowicz 2, Carson Riddle 0 there. Puck's going to be cleared out to neutral. Sorry, Jason.
That's all right. Very clever shot by Riddle there. Firing it between the legs of the Gustavus player, using that player as a screen, sneaking a quick low shot on goal. That was Boschert's sequence for UWS.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. He's kept this thing in, or kept the Jackets in front here. He's kept it a 2-1 game. Face off for the Gustavus zone, however. Controlled by the Jackets. That skips off the boards and hops the stick of Bergstrom. It's going to be a great day when we get new boards. In the Yellow Jacket zone, left corner. Suki centering pass and a save made. Boschert, rebound scooped up Riddle. He flips to center. Knocked out of the air with a skate by Jack Anderson. Right back across the line come the Gusties. Suki from a sharp angle that hits the outside of the goal. And the Jackets are going to be content to ice it. Maybe they weren't trying to ice it, but Austin Ball had 0 touch on that thing. And it ends up being icing.
Major push by Gustavus here over the last 3.5 minutes of this contest. Jackets kind of weathering the storm right now. Got to find a line that can change this momentum for UWS.
Yeah, if you got a grind line, that's kind of the shift you need right now. Face off to Boschert's left. Comes right to the front of the net. They take a shot. Save. Boschert rebound there, and he's finally able to cover up.
Quite a number of lost face-offs for UWS.
Yeah, they're losing draws like crazy right now.
I think the Jackets had a lead in that category coming into the period, but over the last 3.5 minutes, they've been on the wrong side of it.
Which is odd because according to the statistics, 5-2 this period in our favor in the face-off department. So, yeah. Ishmael dismissed. Roosevelt in to take it. He loses it, but they won that one all the way back down the ice. So maybe that's the bounce the Jackets need here in this early stages of the third period. Ishmael gets muscled off the puck. Nickerson has it chopped past him. Gusties regaining control, right corner. Ishmael runs into a man. Nickerson throws his body into someone. Unhappy that he got messed with there by Lucas Jorgensen. Meanwhile, play back the other way. Across the Yellow Jacket line. Gimberlin on the left. Tried to center, blocked by Danziger. Now Ishmael's got the loose puck. Feeds it for Ryder, who has his pocket picked. Danayev had it. Stanislav Danayev plays it down low. It comes behind the Yellow Jacket net. Jackets aren't moving their feet right now. That's part of the problem. They're just standing flat-footed. And now Nickerson takes the puck. He'll carry it up the left wing. Nickerson across the line. Oh, nice move around. One man takes the shot, but the defense got a stick on that and tipped it over the goal. Rico Brown for Gustavus. Over to the left wing boards, and Miller plays it to center. Bounces over the stick of Blake Holmes, who's got it behind his net. He'll leave it for Liam Whitehouse as we pass the 6-minute mark of the third period. Jackets up 2-1 over Gustavus here at Westman Arena in Superior. Now the puck back along the end board behind the Yellow Jacket net. Kicked free, and Yermolnik will get there. Plays it to the middle for Setter. That does come out to neutral. Gusties get it right back. Riku Brown pushes that one down low. Puck is underneath Jack Weinman, who kind of went down awkwardly, but he got back up. Gusties still have the puck. Weinman with a shot in the left circle. That got blocked by Holmes. Holmes knocks him down and then clears the zone. On the right wing, Setter sends it in. Setter in the right wing corner, Gustavus zone. Yermolnik in there as well. Alexei Yermolnik up top. Axel, shot tipped in front. The save is made. Rebound kicks right back up the slot. But that thing had eyes and avoided everybody in the yellow sweater. Gustie's back the other way. On the back check, Dauphiné breaks up the play. And the Yellow Jackets are going to finally be able to clear as Yermolnik carries to center, feeds it up the right wing. Across the Gustavus line, Dauphiné, a rising shot that goes over the net, and that one gets up into the netting. And we'll get a face-off here in the Gustavus zone. 12:49 to play, third period. Yellow Jackets leading 2-1.
Nice effort by Dauphiné there. He emptied the tank, coming back on a good hard back check to break that play up. Unfortunately, didn't have anything left in the tank to go the other way with it, but did the job that needed to get done right there.
Yeah, that was the more important job of the whole bunch. Gusties win the draw and clear. Ooh, that could have been a penalty there. Jackets dodge a bullet. It's Tyler Ryder taking down Drew Holt right in front of the Gustavus bench. Could have been a check from behind. Now the puck back in the Yellow Jacket zone, but Stark on the back check breaks that one up, taking away a golden opportunity from Svensson. Right wing boards, Yellow Jacket zone. Jorgensen's got it. Lucas Jorgensen pushes that one down behind the net. Comes to the left wing corner. Digging that puck free, coming out with it now. This is Ellings, turns in the right circle and shoots. That's going to miss wide. Jackets on their heels here in this third period as the Gussies have controlled the play. Somehow the Jackets holding on to that lead here. Puck flipped to center now as they catch the Gusties in a change. Kagawa with a shot from the right circle and just misses that one wide. Back the other way now come the Gusties on the attack. It's in the right wing corner. Centering pass out front. Jackets break it up. Kagawa had it, then lost the handle on it. It gets to the line, but not out. Nate Stone now left circle a shot. Boschert the save. He'll hold on. Face-off coming in the Yellow Jacket zone. They nearly caught Gustavus in a line change there. Unfortunately, it was just a little too slow developing to get what we needed to get.
Right, yeah. Kagawa ended up getting a shot on goal, just missed that far post. And unfortunately, that rimmed out and sent Gustavus on its own rush the other way. Boschert able to make the save and close the door.
11:37 to play here in this third period. 2-1, the Yellow Jackets leading. It looks like both centers are going to be kicked out. New face-off rule this year. There's no warning like there used to be, so you're going to see a large number of centers being tossed out of face-offs here. Jackets are able to clear that one out to neutral ice. Christian Miller backing it up for Gustavus. Passes that one ahead for Stone. Yellow Jackets break it up with Austin Paul on the right wing. He's taken off the puck. Rasmussen picks it up. Had Carson Riddle going to the net uncovered, but the Gusties able to break up the play. And now they're going to play it back the other direction, off the glass and all the way down. Icing waved as it hit a Yellow Jacket. On the right wing boards, Paul tied up in his own zone. Gets free, gets around a check now and carries to center. His pass hits Riddle in the skates. Puck still at the Yellow Jacket blue line. Finally, it's going to go back the other direction, and both teams are going to change personnel. Jack Kubitz up ice for Gustavus. Across the Yellow Jacket line, left circle. Kubitz throws that to the front of the net. Ends up on the right circle now. A shot taken there by Tremert, and the save is made by Boschert. Ishmael for the Yellow Jackets gets it to Terrian, who clears. Gusties dump it right back in. Jackets need that media timeout here in the worst way. They need a reset. Dusty Bergstrom can't clear the zone. Gusties hold. Bodies falling down all over the place here right now. As the Yellow Jackets, Axel finally plays it ahead. Terrian picks it up into the Gustavus zone. He gets knocked to the ice. Penalty coming. It's going to be on the Gusties. As they're going to say, he took down Terrian, who kind of turned into the check a little bit, and there's not a lot the player can do in that instance.
Right, yeah, this is one of those plays that you hear talked about often nowadays. In the old days, they'd say you've got to protect yourself and not turn your back to the oncoming player. Today's style of hockey, that back gets turned to that player, and sometimes you just absorb the hit, go into the boards, and take the power play, and that's what happened here.
Time of the penalty, 9:56. Jack Tremert, the guilty party.
Well timed for UWS. Like you said, they needed some sort of momentum change there. Hopefully being on the power play here will do the trick.
Did they call a cross-check, a check from behind? I didn't see the signal from the referee. He told the scorer's table what it was. It is going to be a check from behind.
Long conversation over here at the Gustavus bench right now with Coach Walsh looking for an explanation.
Because he's saying he turned into it.
Yeah.
He turned into that check, and there's not a lot my guy can do. No, there's not, but that is a penalty in this day and age. So Jackets going to the power play for the 4th time in the game. Currently sitting at 0 for 3. Austin Paul, Gavin Rasmussen, Iki Kagawa, Justin Dauphiné, and Evan Axel on the ice here as the Gusties win the draw and clear. Grant Ellings giving chase. Wrestled to the ice, and that's going to be a penalty on Evan Axel, so the power play lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a bad penalty.
It is. You didn't have to throw him to the ice.
Nope.
10:07 the time. I'm all for taking him hard into the end boards. That's fine.
Yep.
But you don't have to grab on and throw him down. So Evan Axel going to the box for holding. And we'll play 4-on-4 for a minute 50. Or 110 seconds, if you will. Gusties win the faceoff. Jorgensen, right point. That one's going to miss wide. Left wing corner now. Yellow Jacket zone. Ellings digs it free. Grant Ellings, his speed has been on display all night long. But the Yellow Jackets stay with it there, and Bergstrom forces it all the way back into the Gustavus zone. Jorgensen for Gustavus. Over to Svensson on the left wing. He crosses the Yellow Jacket blue line. It's going to come all the way down. Danziger battling with Svensson along the end boards. Puck comes free. Yellow Jackets chip it ahead now, and they have a 2-on-2 to center. Kagawa across the line. Kagawa top of the right circle. He's going to be content to back it up. And almost 2-on-1, and he actually takes the regroup. That's a really smart play, rather than trying something that could end up having numbers going back the other way.
Yeah, he didn't like the look of it, and regrouping there was the right choice.
Up the left wing, Roosevelt into the zone. Gives it to Dauphiné, a shot left circle, glove save. Made by Androlowicz, and he will hold on. And we'll get a faceoff coming up here in the Gustavus zone. Shots in this third period. The Yellow Jackets have 6. Gustavus has 4. That doesn't seem right to me.
Either.
I feel like the Gusties have had more shots than that, but apparently we're stingy on the shot chart tonight, and that's okay.
Well, we've got one job to do. We'll not do the stats job. We'll leave that to someone else. So UWS gets this media timeout now. Have a little conversation on the bench, figure out how they're going to manage this last 8 minutes and 42 seconds of this game with a 1-goal lead here. See that Roosevelt got back on the ice. Haven't seen much of him in this third period.
No, we haven't.
That might have been his first shift, actually.
A very animated Coach McKenna over on the bench, too. And I think probably pretty happy with what he had in the second period, Jason, but not happy at all with what he's seen so far in the third.
Yeah, credit the Gusties for pushing back. I mean, obviously that's what they needed to do in this situation. But you made the point, UWS not skating well in this third period, not winning 50-50 pucks, losing some faceoffs, and then adding to it, compounding it by taking a really bad penalty that nullified their own power play there. Indeed, when they had an opportunity to change the momentum.
Indeed.
So, yeah, definitely plenty to be animated about if you're Coach McKenna in this situation.
Face-off will be in Gustavus territory to the left of Colin Androlowicz. 8:42 to play. 2-1 Yellow Jackets.
Roosevelt and Dauphiné, the two forwards out for UWS as we continue to play 4-on-4 here.
39 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Jackets win the face-off. Blake Holmes takes the shot from the left point. That gets blocked. Whitehouse able to hold the blue line at the right point and play it down to the corner where Dauphiné has got it now. He's getting worked over a little bit as he carries up to the blue line. Now he's got some room to breathe. Takes the shot. That's tipped. Comes off the end boards right to the front of the net, and it's gloved and held by Androlowicz.
Androlowicz playing that glass like he knew what was coming there. He was expecting that lively bounce.
Yeah, it's like he's a hometown guy here.
Yeah.
Apparently he hasn't seen what happens when it gets over there in that left corner. 19 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Face off to the left of the Gustavus netminder, and it's controlled by the Gusties. Jackson McCarthy. There's a turnover. Riddle's got it. Carson Riddle up at the blue line. Feeds over. Ryder, left circle, fires. Stick save, Androlowicz. Now Jackson McCarthy has the puck taken from him by Carson Riddle. Riddle completely wrapped up along the end boards, has the puck pinned on the wall. In to help out Danziger. Gustavus currently on the power play.
Riddle well aware of that as he's keeping this puck trapped on the wall for the entire power play.
All 10 seconds of it, but that was some pretty good puck ragging right there from Carson Riddle as the puck comes back to center. Across the Yellow Jacket line. Quick wrist shot's going to be taken by Nick Blood, and it's going to be held by Boschert. Very impressive play by Carson Riddle to hold the puck there that long. Killed off that entire power play, 10 seconds worth of it, but killed the whole thing off with some really good action along the boards.
And Riddle will stay out there now that we're back to 5-on-5.
Face off to Boschert's right, 7:40 to go. Oh, linesmen everywhere are going to be villains with the number of guys that are being thrown out of face-offs here. Austin Paul on the right side sends it to neutral ice. Riddle gave chase, but it was chipped past him. And now here come the Gusties back the other way. And coming off the bench, Cade Shea just stepped right into the onrushing Nate Stone. Shea took the worst of it going down, but Stone had to be helped off the ice here by a teammate. Puck back down behind the Yellow Jacket net. Shea comes out with it here. Cade Shea carries it ahead. That pass is going to be tipped. Stark giving chase, but it bounces away from him. And we're going to get a whistle, and they're going to say it was played with a high stick. So we will have a face-off coming all the way back down in the Gustavus zone.
Yeah, awkward collision there, as you talked about. Shea hopped over the boards and basically right onto the trolley tracks.
He's flat-footed, too. I mean, he just kind of stood there. And I don't think Stone ever saw him.
Yeah.
And by the time he looked up, he was right there.
Shea staying on the ice to take this face-off for UWS.
We hope. He's been tossed a few times tonight. He wins the draw. Kagawa's got it in the left circle. Iki Kagawa works it to the front. That's the shot, the save made by Androlowicz. Rebound is there to the left side of the net. Shea tried to get after it, but he was knocked down. And the Gusties have control of it here. Ellings tries to clear up the left side, knocked down by Whitehouse. Now Shea to Kagawa. Stark in there as well. He comes out with it. Stark tried to center. It hit the outside of the goal. And now Jack Anderson for Gustavus starts it back the other way. Anderson ahead for Ellings on the left wing. Grant Ellings speeds around behind the net, centers it off the stick of Boschert. Stark got it, didn't know that Ellings was right on his tail. Had it poked off his stick. Gusties hold the zone. Now Stark again. This time he does clear it ahead. Kagawa wanted to go after that in the worst way. Instead peels off for a line change. Tired forward unit for the Yellow Jackets as the Gusties are back on the attack. Christian Miller on the left side sends it down deep behind the goal. Yellow Jackets go to clear. That one gets up into the bench. And we're going to face off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 6:02 remaining, third period, 2-1 Yellow Jackets.
Good shift there for UWS. Kagawa doing good work, using his speed. Reed Stark getting involved on the boards. Good puck possession in the offensive zone.
Dauphiné in to take it for the Jackets here. He wins it. Goes behind the net now. Ryder picks it up. Goes up the right side. Miller steps into Roosevelt, who slashed the stick out of Miller's hand. That's going to be a penalty. So Daniel Roosevelt will head to the box.
Second time the Yellow Jackets have been penalized for knocking a stick out of a player's hands tonight. Odd to see that twice in a game.
It is. Power play number 6 for the Gusties.
That one was pretty blatant.
That was, yes. I still don't like it. Because there is a certain degree of hold on to your stick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that'll be a penalty. And the Jackets on the kill once again. Logan Nickerson's got it in his own zone, and he'll lift that all the way down the ice. And Drolowicz ahead on the left wing. Svensson, rink wide on the right. That pass behind Holt. He catches up to it, dumps it in. Boschert leaves it behind the net. Boschert without the lumber now. That's always dangerous. Blake Holmes does his goalie a solid and gets him the stick back in his hand. At the left point now, Suki takes the shot. Stick save, Boschert. See, he might not stop that if his teammate doesn't get the lumber back in his hand. That's a huge play.
It's a huge play. And one thing you notice with Boschert, some goalies you see put a huge knob on the end of their stick. So when they do that poke check maneuver, or in that case, sling the stick out there to try to stop a dump in, they can catch it on that knob. He actually has very small knob on the end of his stick. He doesn't really have a pronounced knob.
That's a good point.
And it looked like he threw the stick right out of his hands. There was nothing to hang on to on that last play, and that's why he lost it.
Gusties control the face-off. Left point, Suki, a shot that goes wide. Karam's off the end boards, comes right to the left side of the goal. Shot by Holt stopped. Suki with a blast, and the save is made. Boschert will hold on with Ellings right on the doorstep. He puts a left hand into the face of Dusty Bergstrom as they exchange pleasantries at the top of the goal crease.
Suki had a good look there, but fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, just blasted it right into Boschert's chest.
Yes, the logo is now dead.
Another ejection from the faceoff circle.
Play me some mountain music, man. All right. Suki at the left point, down to Holt left corner. Back up top, Suki. Takes the shot, blocked in front as Ryder got a glove on that. Rasmussen scoops up the loose puck, and him and Riddle take the center. Riddle across the line. Rasmussen gets free, but then it got a stick on him. I think it was Jack Anderson who got a stick on Rasmussen. He was never really able to open up and go after that puck. Ellings back the other way. Centering pass. Jackets get a stick on it. It pops up in the air. Tough one to have to settle down, and Ishmael able to get it out to center ice. McCarthy backing it up for Gustavus inside his own line as they will commence line change here. Hunter Newhouse picks up speed through center. Crosses the Yellow Jacket blue line. Newhouse in the left circle. Drops that one off for Weinman, but it's broken up and cleared by Ishmael, who's got it now, and he'll send Nickerson the other way. Logan Nickerson pulled back onto his forehand and never did get a shot away. Had a chance to shoot as he was kind of going straight forward and instead tried to cut to the middle and ended up not getting a shot away at all. 4 minutes to play here, third period, 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Now in the Yellow Jacket zone they come, a shot through traffic. Boschert makes the save as Hunter Newhouse snapped one off from between the circles. Just 2 seconds remaining now in the minor penalty to Daniel Roosevelt. 3:51 to go here in the third, 2-1. Shots 28-25, Yellow Jackets.
Boschert did a great job tracking that puck through traffic as Korolev cut in front of him just as the puck was about through. Did a nice job concentrating there and gobbling up that shot.
Jackets win the face-off, and Nickerson will send that one out of the zone as Roosevelt's out of the box. Gusties play it back and send it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Behind the net, Bergstrom gets there. Around to Terrian on the left wing. He gets bumped off the play. Yellow Jackets regain control now, and high off the glass, Bergstrom sends it into the Gustavus zone. Kyler Fenton's got it. He'll carry it up to the neutral zone on the right wing across the red line, dumping it in. Axel behind the net gets the puck. Around the left side, Terrian, he couldn't chip it out of the zone. Second attempt by Terrian, that's not going to come out of the zone. Now Korolev had it. Try to clear, Jackets can't get it out. 3 minutes to play here, third period, 2-1. Gustavus with the lead. Now a shot from a sharp angle, and the save is made by Boschert. Puck comes up to the line. Fenton able to hold it in at the left point and play it down low. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Cade Shea loses his footing but gets it ahead now at center. It's Kagawa across the line, left circle, fires, and Drolowicz the save. And that one's going to be cleared up into the penalty box, and we're going to face off here in the Gustavus zone.
Unlike earlier in the game when Kagawa had that opportunity but held it just a little too long and ended up getting it stolen from behind, that time his timing was just right. He was able to get that shot off just ahead of the defender trying to scoop it off him. At the very least, generates an offensive zone faceoff for the Jackets.
Face off to the right of Androlowicz. Jackets win the draw, but Stark's pass hops past Holmes and comes to center. Holmes did a good job of slowing the play down. Even though he was on the ice, he did a good job of slowing things down a little bit. Left wing corner. Yellow Jacket zone. Ellings has it. He's pinned to the end boards by Whitehouse. Coming out with the puck now in the corner. Holt up top. Anderson. That got out. Yeah, I was going to say, that thing got out of the zone. Ellings honestly did a pretty smart thing, knowing he was that deep and would never get out in time. Stayed in the zone and forced them to blow the play dead.
And now this will come all the way back, will it not? As a
I don't think they're going to.
Intentional offside?
I don't know. They put the puck just outside the Yellow Jacket line, but timeout Gustavus is what we have to look forward to, and that'll give us a moment here to say, have you downloaded Swarm Central? The official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets. Get started. Receive 200 points just for registering, 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. I almost said Storm, the Swarm Central Storm. A lot of orms going on there. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today.
Well, 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in this one. Winning time for UWS at this point. Both teams having a conversation here. UWS has righted things a little bit after a little bit of a wobbly period
First
there.
10 minutes, I think. The first half of this third period wasn't good.
Right. Jackets continuing to do a good job on the penalty kill. They've built some momentum off that a few times tonight. See if they can finish this off with a solid final 2 minutes here.
2:06 to go here in the third. 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Faceoff will be outside the Yellow Jacket blue line. And Drolowicz is going to make his way back to the cage, but I imagine as soon as there is possession, he's going to be headed for the bench. Puck dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone. I stand corrected. Axel's got it. He'll go high off the glass, held in by Anderson at the left point. Axel picks it up. Goes up the right wing. Riddle pulls that one beautifully off the boards, and it's going to be played ahead by Rasmussen. Now Roosevelt giving chase with 100 seconds to play. 2-1 Yellow Jackets, puck in the Gustavus zone. Ellings comes away with it here, pokes it ahead for Anderson. Now for Holt, right wing. Holt across the line, driving the net, getting a stick on that was Anderson. It'll go up and out of play. And now Androlowicz will go to the bench. Faceoff will stay in the Yellow Jacket zone.
1 minute, 29 seconds left here. Looks like the Gusties will indeed bring on the extra attackers, so we'll have a 6-on-5 advantage.
Never been a fan of it. I hate this situation. It's a tough one to defend. It's like a penalty kill +1, I guess. But at any rate, puck in the Yellow Jacket zone, left wing corner. Whitehouse leaves it for Holmes, who has his pocket pick behind the net. Holt's got the puck now. Holmes works him off the puck. Left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Up top now, Suki, left point. Gives it to Anderson. He throws it into the slot. Puck bounces around in the right circle. Jackets able to clear it away from trouble for now. Now a centering pass. Comes into the slot. That misses just wide of the left post as the shot was taken by Svensson there. Under a minute to go here now, third period. Yellow Jackets up 2-1, empty net for the Gusties. Shot from the right point, blocked. Jackets can't clear. Puck ends up in the left wing corner now. Holmes with the reverse hit on Anderson, able to knock him off the play and send that all the way down. Dauphiné did his darndest to get down there and win that race, but it's going to be icing on the Yellow Jackets. 37.8 seconds to play, and I would hazard a guess that Coach McKenna may utilize the timeout here.
Yeah, he'll probably stall as long as he can and then take the timeout. Yes, he's signaling
I
that
see the
right
universal signal for timeout or technical foul, depending on whatever sport you're talking about.
Yeah, Jackets definitely needed a whistle of any sort there because they'd been going hard for a minute and a half at that point.
They've been out there for a while. You know, credit to the Gusties, too. They did a good job pinning the Jackets in. Jackets had a couple chances to get the puck out and didn't.
Right.
You know, so you end up having to spend a lot of time racing around and defending.
And with the goalie pulled and the extra attacker on, the Gusties had 3 players parked in front of Boschert, so doing their best to take away his eyes and create those kinds of challenging looks.
I realized they had the announcer cam on as I just reeled off a big yawn.
Big yawn. Hey, it's been a long day for this guy. It's going to be a longer day tomorrow.
It's going to be a longer day tomorrow. So thanks a lot over there, Bradley.
You know, I noticed you weren't drinking any coffee tonight.
No,
I mean, that's
no, I haven't. I've been trying to cut back a little bit.
Okay.
You know, so I'm down to 1 cup a day.
So then I come in here,
and you're teasing me with it.
With the mint condition mocha from Caribou,
right? And my wife came up and asked if I wanted coffee at one point, and my son came up and asked if I wanted coffee. Of course I do, but you know, trying to stay alive a little longer. Tomorrow,
not necessarily awake longer, but
tomorrow
alive.
might have to be an exception though, because the old man's getting a little tired here today. 37.8 seconds to go here. Face-off is going to be to the right of Boschert. 6-on-5 as the Gusties have pulled the goaltender here, and they win the face-off, the Gusties do. At the left point. It's controlled here by Suki. He takes a shot, hits traffic, backhand shot from the slot. That one's stopped by Boschert. 25 seconds to play, puck behind the Yellow Jacket net. Now it comes up top. One-timer McCarthy blocked. Rosevall's got it here, and he'll dish it off. Riddle now. Back up for Rosevall. Just missed wide. Rosevall picks it up behind the net. Tried to center. It hit the outside of the goal. And the Gusties will come back with Holt getting it to center. In the neutral zone, Bergstrom breaks it up, and he scores! Empty net goal for Dusty Bergstrom.
We got a team dance, Sean.
3.1 seconds left on the clock, and that'll salt it away.
And punctuated with a little dance, like the whole group was in it.
Like the NFL, I guess, right?
Yeah, they've been practicing that one together.
19:56 the time of the goal by Dusty Bergstrom. Gusties win the face-off, and that'll do it. I'll say the Jackets kind of survived.
Yeah, survived. You know, we're not great in the face-off circle in that third period. I don't care what the stats say. And down the stretch in those last couple minutes, Gustavus was able to keep winning those draws and creating offense and making it a challenge, and then obviously having the extra attacker on for the last minute and a half. They were able to win some of those puck races too and outnumber the Jackets on some pucks. But Boschert made the big saves when they needed them, and they were timely with their goal scoring, and they responded, gave up the first goal tonight, answered back, were able to take the lead, play confidently from there, killed off a bunch of penalties, did a nice job on the PK, came out of here with a season-opening victory.
Yeah, really, really good second period. We talked about that, and the finish was good. You know, the start to the third, not good. Finish was really good. And there's a few individual performances in here tonight, too, that I thought were really, really standout. So it was, you know, I think you can definitely ask for more out of your season opener, but at the same time, I don't know if you, in this instance, can you? With all the new guys and everything, I mean, it's probably about as good of a season opener as they could have had tonight.
Right, we talked about how the first period was the worst period, and in some ways it's to be expected with so many new faces in the lineup, a little bit of continuity that just hadn't quite gelled yet, but you saw it come together over the course of the game, and they just kept improving for the most part. I think you're pretty satisfied with that opening night victory.
Jackets are going to win this one here tonight by a final score of 3-1. Last year they dropped the season opener at St. Scholastica. The year before that they dropped the season opener here at home to Adrian. So it's been a few years since they've been able to they didn't have to chase the game right out of the gate, you know. I mean, the last time they won a season opener, go back 3 years ago to that 7-0 drubbing of St. Scholastica in the season where they scored 4 goals in the first 5.5 minutes or something. It's like,
wild.
That's not sustainable, guys. That's not sustainable. But for the most part here, pretty good performance for the Yellow Jackets tonight. And, you know, again, the D was good. The goaltending was good. Not going to complain about only giving up 1 goal.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that was good. That was a good, solid performance there by UWS. Nice way to start the game. Good to see the guys taking a knee here. We've got some players from both squads taking a knee together for a little post-game prayer. It's good stuff.
gesturing wildly there to assistant coach Brian Meisner. I was going to go to him, but it looks like Mouse is going to come up here. So we'll get a little post-game commentary from the assistant coach, and that actually probably not a bad idea. Gives us I didn't quite coach you through what was going to have to happen here anyway. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll take a quick timeout. We will come back with the post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. All right. Where did this one go? Where did this one go? Where did this one go? There it is. We're back at Westman Arena. It's the post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy, coming on the heels of a 3-1 Yellow Jacket victory over Gustavus. And we are joined now in the booth. A new feature that we're going to work on this year by assistant coach Brian Meisner and Mouse. You know, that was we kind of said, in a way, I felt like the Jackets kind of survived tonight.
In a little way, yeah. I would guess you could say that. I mean, but for the most part, we didn't give up a ton of grade A scoring chances, so we have to take that in consideration. And, you know, for the first game, for a lot of guys, there was a lot of nerves in the first period for sure, you know, and I think that's probably both ways. But, yeah, we didn't play the best game we've ever played or looked like as a team tonight, but we definitely weren't bad, you know.
I thought your second period was fantastic.
It was more like what we wanted to do, and you know, control the puck down low and own below the tops or below the circles and the dots. So we wanted to own down low, and you know, we thought we did that more in the second period than probably any other period tonight. But it's still a work in progress. You know, we still have to work on maintaining puck possession and making the little plays. It doesn't have to always be tape to tape, right? It's got to be to an area where we can skate, and we've got good guys or good skaters on our team. So, you know, let those guys fly. Put a puck to an area. Let our forwards go get it.
I know you've got a veteran D-corps back there. Most of the young guys are up front here this year. Veteran D-corps back there. I felt in certain instances it really showed tonight that you had a lot of experience back there.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we're picking up where we left off last year, which is nice. And so hopefully we can make another big step this year, because there's still a long ways for us to go as far as what I envision our D-corps to look like. So, yeah, it's nice to have those guys back there. You can see at the end of the game, they made calm, cool, collective decisions, and you know, sometimes that's huge, especially for a younger forward group. And like you said, you know, our defensemen should know what to do in those situations. We've been through it enough times. They've had enough college games under their belts. So, yeah, it was good.
And I thought the other thing that you look at, you see the stats here, 8 of Gustavus' shots came while they were on the power play. So you take that out, you gave up 19 5-on-5 shots today, or even strength shots today. So pretty happy with your collective defensive effort was pretty good tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we want to do. If we keep a team under 20 shots 5-on-5, I mean, that's pretty good. Obviously, we got to stay out of the box. I don't know how many we gave up on the 5-on-3. I don't think we gave up a lot of shots, did we?
Right, I don't remember. It doesn't break down that way.
But, yeah, I mean, I just think that we did a really good job on our penalty kill, too, even though we did give up some shots. But, yeah, it was a good effort all the way around.
Anything?
Just that 5-on-3. Talk about what you saw in that 5-on-3. Really good effort on the defensive side of the puck. We had some shot blocks, and it was also a challenge having it be the long change and having to navigate that on a 5-on-3 penalty kill.
Yeah, we did a good job of maintaining our lanes and not getting outside the dots and not chasing. And I thought the guys were disciplined. Like you said, we were in lanes to block shots, so that was huge. And that change was hard, and those guys gutted it out. And we were only running 4D there for 4 minutes on a kill or whatever. So it was great. And, the forwards did a great job, too, blocking shots. I think Raz is out there, blocked a couple. So it's one of those momentum builders. And then we scored, a minute and a half. It's
right
just great.
That.
Starkey had a great goal there. So I thought he played really well.
I thought he had a good game tonight. And I was talking on the air. I kind of have a soft spot for him because of everything he went through.
Yeah.
Hitting 9 posts last year and missing however many breakaways, having mono for 6 months the year before. If there's a guy I want to see have a good year, I feel like it's him. And he had a nice opening night tonight.
He did, and he's been playing really well in practice and even in the last weekend in the games. He's playing both ends of the rink.
Yep.
It's just fun to watch him play. He's such a great skater. He's got all the talent in the world. Like you said, I think he's healthy now.
Yep.
And he's feeling it, and for him to get that goal, I think I was down on the bench and I was thinking, don't pass it, just shoot it. And he did.
We said the exact same thing up here.
He's got the best shot on the team.
Well, he does, and I mean the one thing I've always said about him is if he just because he's got the best shot on the team, he's got that great speed.
Yeah.
If he just decides to take it and go his straight ahead speed, no D-man's going to be able to stay with him, and they're going to have to try to pivot, and they're going to lose him, or they're going to take a penalty.
Exactly. And look at how he got the puck out of the zone. He just battled and got it out off his shin pad, just like Rosie working to get his goal. So those were 2 huge goals. Would I have liked to have seen us score 5 or 6 of those kind of goals? Yeah, but we'll take what we got, and we held them to 1. So, I mean, that's all that matters.
Good opening night, and let's see what comes back tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mouse.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care, roommate.
All right, see you, roommate.
I'll take the mic. That was assistant coach Brian Meisner, who popped by the booth here to talk a little bit. I like being able to get access to a coach right away after the game.
I like that a lot. That was excellent. Yes, I'm all for having that be a regular segment. That was really good.
I like that a lot. So Brian Meisner comes up to join us here and give us a little bit of coaching insight as we we move on through the postgame show here, sponsored by Synovus Energy. We'll take a timeout, come back with the postgame summary right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the Wiac Network. Back here at Westman Arena as the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy. The Yellow Jackets with a 3-1 win over Gustavus here tonight. And let's jump into our postgame summary. Jackets came out in that first period, had an okay start to things, and then kind of lost it a little bit. And we talked about it. They had the 2 power plays that didn't really go anywhere for them in the first period, and sandwiched in between those power plays, they were really kind of dead on their feet, and Gustavus capitalized it and got the opening goal on that one at 7:42 of the first period. Jack Suki driving the net and got a really nice pass across from Hunter Newhouse, and that made it 1-0.
Yeah, never want to go down early, and definitely not on home ice, season opener. I mean, it's a tough way to start, giving up that first goal. But fortunately, the Yellow Jackets were able to bounce back from that. Yeah,
1-0 Gustavus at that point. That was 7:42 of the first period. Yellow Jackets then had the second power play, didn't tally anything on that, but then it seemed like things were it still weren't great, and then Daniel Roosevelt had a great shift, and that kind of flipped the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, it was a huge moment. He just came out like a man on a mission. As we mentioned during the broadcast, he was listed as the extra skater tonight, so he wasn't a guy that got a regular shift. But when he got his opportunity in that moment, he made the most of it. Super hard-working shift, big effort, blocks a shot, and then ends up sending the team on a rush up the other way. Puck ends up eventually finding its way back to him, and he tucks in a goal for a huge equalizer that really changed a lot of the momentum and really brought UWS back into the game and prevented this thing from kind of getting out of hand.
Yeah, that was the shot block was great. My favorite part of the whole thing was the foot race. As he got that puck past the defender, he stayed with it and was able to win that foot race. Tried the centering pass there. I mean, there was just so much grit on that shift that I loved what he was able to do. And then, he just smartly, I'm just going to go to the net now. And the puck found him on the left side of the net. Boom, tie game.
Right, stayed on the post and, do a big flyby or like curl off into the corner or kind of drift off to the perimeter. He stayed in an area where he remained a threat, and the puck ended up finding him, and he ended up scoring.
That was Roosevelt's first from Blake Setter and Justin Dauphiné at 15:21 of the first period. Game tied 1-1 after 20 shots on goal in the first period, favoring Gustavus at 8-6. That was the biggie there, too. Shoot the puck, fellas. There was not nearly enough attempted shots in that first period.
Right, and that was the big key that you mentioned coming out of the period. Just needed to get more rubber to the net, and we definitely saw that right away at the beginning of the second period for UWS.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets came out, I think it was Carson Riddle first shift. He got into the offensive zone, and he just found his spot, took the shot. I don't think he was even trying to shoot to score. It was just, all right, we got to kind of turn some momentum here, and they did immediately with the shot on goal there.
So when we were younger, and we played a lot of video games, we were good at playing Chell. Like we could play NHL and we could make some nice moves, score some nice goals and stuff. But it was because we were playing a lot. Okay,
yep.
When we got to be old men and we were no longer good at the game, but would just fire it up and play it like once every 2 months. You realized that you needed to beat the algorithm to score because you didn't know how to do all the fancy buttons anymore. You needed to be a volume shooter. You just needed to fire 40 pucks on goal because you knew that the math was going to allow you to eventually score a couple of goals. That's what UWS did in the second period.
I've never quite heard it described that way before.
They beat the algorithm. They came out and just shot the puck.
And probably the nicest shot of the game came at 6:24 of that second period. You heard Coach Meisner talk about it. Reed Stark, beautiful goal to put the Jackets in front for good.
Yeah, fantastic shot. We were talking about it here in the postgame show. Wanted him to just shoot the puck, even though it looked like a 2-on-1 might be shaping up there. And it was an absolute laser of a shot, short side on the goaltender, tucked it in there. Just a great shot. Gave the Yellow Jackets a lead and really gave them a big boost of confidence. You could see the Jackets just play with more confidence, more assertiveness offensively after that goal.
2-1 Yellow Jackets, an unassisted marker for Reed Stark at 6:24. Stayed that way into the third period, almost the entire third period. Yellow Jackets had to kill off a couple of penalties in the third. PK did a very nice job tonight. And then when the waning seconds, Dusty Bergstrom gets the puck in the neutral zone and would have taken an icing if he doesn't hit the net there, but fortunately for him, he did first of the year into the empty net.
Yeah, he had a pretty good look at it, so it's worth taking a shot there. That was all right, and he hit it, and it's all happy after that, including the happy dance.
The happy dance, which I missed, so I'm sorry about that.
You'll have to ask the guys.
I'm sure it'll come up.
The tape.
It'll come up on the tape somewhere there. 1957, the time of that goal, unassisted. Dusty Bergstrom's first to make the final score 3-1. Shots on goal in the third period. Gustavus had 12 for a game total of 27. Yellow Jackets had 11 for a game total of 30. Penalties in the game tonight. The Yellow Jackets took 6 penalties for 12 minutes, so probably a couple too many, I think, for most coaches, while Gustavus took 4 penalties for 8 minutes. On the power play, Jackets 0 for 4, Gustavus 0 for 6. Yellow Jackets just 2 shots on goal in their power plays.
Yeah,
that's got to change a little bit.
Yeah, and I think those 2 shots on goal came in the opening moments of the very first power play as well.
So it tells you the other 3 didn't generate a whole lot. Gustavus, on the other hand, 8 shots on the power play. So again, you take those out, 19 shots at even strength. Coaches are going to take that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yellow Jackets with the win are 1-0 on the year. Gustavus is 0-1. The goaltender of record, Jack Boschert, he stopped 26 of 27 shots he faced. He was good tonight.
He was, especially when they needed him to be. I'm kind of ruining the 3-star show now, but one thing that I thought about Boschert was, particularly in the third period, that was when he was his best.
Yep.
He was great at controlling rebounds in the third period, and that's when the Yellow Jackets needed him because the Gusties really came up with a push there.
Yeah, they really did push. So he's 1-0 after a really good performance there. And then Colin Androlowicz on the other end was he had 27 saves. He was solid too.
Yeah. I mean, he got, you never like to get beat short side, but I mean, that was a fantastic shot by a guy who can shoot the puck real well. And, the Roosevelt goal was kind of a strange one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't really fault the goalie, I don't think. I mean, we'd have to see the tape.
Yeah, I'd have to watch a replay of that.
It was kind of odd how it ended up back on Roosevelt's stick. So, yeah, you can't really fault him for the 2 goals that got past him.
Yeah, so he was good in net down there as well. 27 saves for him. Unfortunately, his record now 0-1 on the season. 3-1 Yellow Jacket win. We'll keep it here, and let's go into 3-star selection. What do you got?
So our 3rd star is UWS junior defenseman Dusty Bergstrom. He did have the empty net goal that we mentioned, but more than that, we also noticed he had 4 shots on the game, 3 on goal, so he was able to generate some offense for him from the backside. But most importantly, he had 3 block shots, which I think probably led the team or was very close to the team lead. Okay, and most of those, at least 2 of them, came on that key 5-on-3 penalty kill situation that we talked about in the second period.
2 were back-to-back.
Right.
He blocked 2 back-to-back, and yeah, the block shots are such an important part of everything when you're on the PK like that. So yeah, I agree with you there. That's a good pick.
2nd star is UWS sophomore goaltender Jack Boschert. As we just mentioned, stopped 26 of 27 shots and was particularly solid in the third period, when UWS really needed him to help them weather the storm.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing I can say about that. I can't poke a hole in a single argument there.
And the 1st star is UWS senior Reed Stark. Scoring that first goal, ended up holding up as the game winner and was just solid in all facets of the game tonight.
Yeah, I thought that was when I watched him play in the St. Scholastic exhibition game, I was talking to the coaches afterward, and I just said, we haven't seen that out of him since probably his freshman year. That's the way he played that night. We hadn't seen that for 2 years, and tonight that was it again. He played that well again tonight, and we haven't seen that Reed Stark probably since he was a freshman because he wasn't hurt, he wasn't sick. He's a healthy guy playing hockey right now, and that's one of the best games we've seen from him in a long time. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, good stuff. Hopefully a building block.
So number 3 star Dusty Bergstrom, number 2 Jack Boschert, and number 1, Reed Stark. Take a look at the Outtown scoreboard. Quicker on the WIAC. UW Stevens Point, a 5-2 win over Bethel. Looks like they got 2 goals from Dawson Chirino. And I have no idea who some of these guys are on that roster now. I haven't looked at the rosters yet, so I don't know who a lot of those guys are. But the returner, Dawson Chirino, had 2 goals there to help lead Stevens Point to the victory. Final there again, 5-2. UW Stouts sneaks by St. Mary's 3-2. That one also on their home ice. And then UW Eau Claire falling at home to St. Olaf, 4-1, the final score there. So, look out for St. Olaf. That's a good club, and I'm really interested to see what we're going to see out of them here in this building tomorrow night.
It's a tremendous road victory.
It really is. That's a tough building to play in. The Yellow Jackets haven't won there much. Maybe 1 win there in 14 or 15 years. I mean, it's a tough building for us to play in, so good for them to go down there and get a pretty convincing win like that, too. Even though I look at the shots on goal, and Eau Claire outshot them 45-18. So, That's pretty interesting. Tells me that goaltender of theirs played a pretty good game tonight, and we're probably going to see that same guy again tomorrow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's your out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier today here at West Marina, Yellow Jacket women's hockey team victorious, 3-1 over. Is it 3-1? Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 over Hamlin, so that's an upset win, as Hamlin is ranked number 15 in the country by D3 Hockey News this week. So that's a good win for Bree Simon over her alma mater, and she's now sitting at 3-1 all time here at UW Superior and getting off to a nice start in her coaching career. So congratulations to her and the women's hockey team, as they've now won 3 in a row, and it's a clean sweep here at Westman Arena tonight.
It's a good night.
Big day in the sporting world, as we mentioned earlier on the broadcast. We'll touch on that again real quickly here. Big day tomorrow. Starts off at noon. The opening kickoff at noon. The men's soccer team against Bethany Lutheran in the UMAC championship game. 11:45 pregame show with Matt Johnson. They'll be on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. 1 o'clock is the first game of the day at the Merrill Thompson Tip-Off Classic. That is UW Stout and Marion. And that one is live on Yellow Jacket TV. Craig Morrissey on the play-by-play. 2 o'clock will be here at Westman Arena, Yellow Jacket women against Augsburg, and that will be just on Yellow Jacket TV. I'll have that one here. Then at 2:30, Yellow Jacket women's soccer at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium against Bethany Lutheran. That's a conference championship game as well, so both soccer teams playing for the NCAA tournament tomorrow. That one will be live on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. Then at 3 o'clock, men's basketball against St. Olaf. That one will be live on Yellow Jacket TV with Craig Morrissey. And then 7 o'clock, we will be here. 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame show. St. Olaf College against the Yellow Jackets.
And maybe some coffee.
And I might have a cup of coffee or two, and I guarantee you I'm going to sleep very well when I go home tomorrow. Chris Allen was my engineer back in the studio tonight for KUWS. Bradley Lellis and Andrew Yingling were spinning the dials and pushing buttons. Do you spin dials anymore? I mean, that's the old way of spinning dials. They were pushing the buttons and moving levers, I guess, up here for Yellow Jacket TV. So for my production crew at KWS and Yellow Jacket TV, for Jason Rowan, I'm John Garver signing off from Westman Arena. Final score here tonight, Yellow Jackets 3 and Gustavus 1. Thank you very much for making us a part of your Friday evening, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.